Doki doki ooh woo, all my heart's for you, my wonderful fiance, Seamus. We made it. Seamus is on his way. He'll be here in a moment. He's got to check out of his chair.
I'm here. I'm the firstiest first that ever firsted.
You're not the firstiest first that ever firsted.
Ouch, I am.
You put that there.
I did put that there. I booby-trapped myself.
Spaceballs! Hello! Congratulations to Seamus for cheating to be the official first. I feel like it shouldn't count today.
Oh, stop.
This is the official second.
I should just stop checking it because I live here, so I'm always first.
And Bubbly is the official third. Congratulations. Hi, May.
Hi, Bubs.
It is Daddy Seamus. You can call him that. I don't.
Ooh.
Carrie, thank you so much for the resubscription. I super appreciate it. 47 months. That's wild. So you've also basically been subscribed the entire time I've been streaming. The entire time. It goes good, May. We're just getting started. How are you today? Also, hello to Spaceballs. Hello to Carrie. Hello to AC. I see all of you beautiful people in here. I see all of you beautiful people. Yeah, you and Carrie are the OGs. Spaceballs, you gotta watch Streak. You're the first naked person in stream. Let's go.
Woo, yank it off. No, TOS.
No. Husband doesn't want me to call him daddy either. Well, in our case, Bubbly, there's a 22-year age gap between the two of us.
It would be creepy.
It would be really creepy. He literally brought it up like once when we first got together, and I was like, hard pass. Absolutely not. No. We both got some stuff, so quick grocery stop on the way home. There you go, Carrie. There you go. AC! Thank you for getting your daily self-care check-in.
Oh, heck, I gotta do that.
Oh my God, Seamus. Doing well. You're going to your mom's later, May. Oh, that sounds fun. Hopefully for something good. Yeah, it's a little bit of a sweaty situation. Hi, Ash. Welcome in.
There, I always forget that.
You do forget that, Seamus. You do.
It's because I'm first.
Nachos. Ooh, nachos sound delicious. Bubbly, thank you for getting your daily self-care check-in. All the beautiful check-ins. What is it, Smeagol? You look very confused.
He's always confused.
Is it because we moved the boxes and the bag is gone? Did you take the bag away from them?
I did. I threw it away.
Ah, they don't have a bag to hide in anymore. The paper bag of months is gone.
Bag.
Yeah. May, thank you for getting your daily self-care check-in. So today, you guys, we are going to be brewing mead together. Yesterday, as I'm sure all of you know, was Valentine's Day.
Yay!
Ash, thank you for getting your daily self-care check-in. And it has become tradition on this channel that for Valentine's Day, Seamus and I are going to do some sort of weird couple shit together. Last year, we played Phasmophobia, and Seamus died a whole lot. The year before that, we actually did like an entire week of stuff, and that's when I first tried out The Forest. We played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
That was funny. I was wrecked in that. I was so bad at that game.
You were so bad at that game. I made him play Plate Up with me and stressed him out. So like, we have been doing couple shit together on stream, and I finally convinced him to brew mead on stream.
This
Yay,
was
Chaos
your
Time!
gift.
Hi,
He gave me
Kizzy.
this for you. It's amazing. I love this shirt.
It is a good shirt. It is a good shirt. Because Seamus is in the kitchen, that's why that's also true. That's also true, Bubbly. Seamus is in the kitchen, that means chaos.
Yeah, actually, I can cook. I'm a pretty good cook.
Seamus does all the cooking in this household, essentially. I have to have an itch to cook, or else I'm just like, what can I grab and stuff in my face?
And if I don't have someone to cook for, I fall into the same trap.
Yeah, so he does the cooking and I do the baking. I make the sugar and he keeps us healthy.
She makes sugar and I have the spice.
Yeah, something like that. You can stuff these nuts in your face.
Oh, you didn't.
But Bubbly.
The problem is you got to bring them here. Bring them here. You can stuff them in the face if you want.
Bad. Thank you for getting your D's nuts counter. I made chocolate chip banana bread cookies the night before last, and they are so good. May, that sounds amazing.
I love banana bread, and chocolate chips in banana bread is even better.
I've never put chocolate chips in my banana bread, and I never will.
Well, it's like a nice difference from nuts.
You know what you can do with the banana bread, though, that we've never tried but should?
What?
Put Nutella on it.
I don't care for Nutella.
I have a fiance for sale.
I like hazelnut coffee. I just don't like Nutella.
I
don't
have
know,
a
something
fiance
about
for
it.
sale. Okay, more Nutella for
I
me.
guess I'm up for grabs now.
You love banana bread in general? Yeah, bubbly. Today you can hit him with the real... I could, Nivex. I could hit him with a real spray bottle today.
We have some. We have cats, so we have to have spray bottles.
Speaking of, Hera, would you kindly stop scratching the wall? Thank you.
Oh, she started. Sorry.
She has this habit. So we downsized the litter box because we had this ginormous litter box.
Because Mr. was a huge cat.
Mr. was a big cat, and he had hit that old stage where he wasn't necessarily like peeing in the bounds of the litter box if it was small. So we got a big one, but it was way too big for these two cats. So we downsized, and it was unruly to try and handle and clean and change. But now that we have this smaller one and it doesn't have a full lid, Hera just has this in her head that she can scratch on the wall to bury her poop, which is not how it works.
Yeah, she's special.
They have pecans in them too. I am not a pecan person, May, but I am glad that you're enjoying them. That's the important part. He's in the kitchen to babysit the cats, bubbly? Maybe. Nutella's met, it's smeared on everything. See here, AC, that's not the case. It's not smeared on everything. It's kind of a specialty that you have to go and purposefully get. Yeah. So we don't have Nutella on everything, which does make a difference. Hello, Anime Weebo Nugget. Welcome in. Welcome in. So Mead-wise, because we totally got sidetracked by cats and Nutella.
And banana bread.
Seamus is the one that actually has the know-how on how to make mead. I just kind of follow along. This is mainly his hobby. I came into this relationship and got tossed into mead making. Like, mead making was never on my radar as a human being until I met Seamus. Hi, Sparkly, welcome in. You like eating Nutella by itself? I do too. I I haven't been able to get my chocolate peanut butter lately. Oh, Nivex, that's rough. We're supposed to get a dusting. Shh.
Yeah, no S word. No. You're not allowed to use the S word here.
We're done with that.
We're 2 weeks away from March.
Cool, he does have a necklace of Mjolnir. Yes, he does. Banned. So, normally the recipe is in the Discord, but that is not the case today because Mead Brewing is its own beast, and there's a lot of steps that happen months later.
Right.
Like months later, where because you use yeast in mead, okay? The yeast is gonna be what causes the fermentation, and the fermentation is what causes the alcohol content as it eats the sugar up. Science. So it is impossible to completely gauge where you're gonna end up on the scale of flavor is in relation to how much sweetness is left to dry, sometimes with the yeast, depending on how excited it is to chew on the sugar. You can control it to some extent by picking which yeast you want to use and what it's got for specifics and whatnot. And again, it's science. But
there's a ton of microbiology in there.
Yeah, but sometimes you go to move it from primary to secondary, which is where you take it from one carboy and put it in another to help it re-aerate, get a little bit more yeast activity going, and take it off of the stuff that's already dropped out of suspension. During this, you resample it, you retest it's the bricks level, yeah?
Bricks. Oh, the specific gravity.
Thank you. That level to check where the alcohol content is. But as you're sampling it, like, you're gonna notice it getting drier and less sweet and changing flavor and whatnot. By the time you get to the end of it, you may realize that it has become bone dry. We've had this happen, and you have to back sweeten. Like, we can't account for stuff like that in writing a recipe. It's one of those things that you just kind of learn from other people, or you read these really long internet guides, or you watch this long series, or you take classes where they take you step by step by step by step. And we're talking like hours and hours of learning.
Yeah, once you make a mead, you'll pretty much know how it comes out. One of the things that I've been brewing for 25 years. And one of the things that I do is I take meticulous notes on every ingredient we use, how much honey, what quality of honey, the specific brand of yeast, because each yeast strain will do different things and react differently to different musts, what the starting specific gravities are, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so.
And once you do that, you should be able to recreate an extremely similar flavor each time.
You should
can get pretty consistent.
You should, but the fact of the matter remains, this kind of stuff does not translate well to, we'll just put it in the Discord and you can follow along and do exactly what we're doing. Probably not. You'll try finding some mead to try, Anime Weeb. I highly recommend. Your cookies will be there Tuesday, Sparkly. Mead can be sweet. Mead is technically honey wine. It is from the Nordic/Scandinavian area, and then it migrated down into England through trade routes and whatnot. And it's just honey plus water plus yeast equals wine.
There's a lot of scholarly research that suggests that mead is probably the oldest fermented beverage on the planet. They found residue of mead in ceramic pots in Egyptian pyramids from like 7,000 BC. So it's been around a while.
It has been around a while.
We are doing bees a lot longer than they've cultivated grain.
Yeah, yes, it is witchcraft bubbly. Anime Weeb, his shirt, Amazon. It's on Amazon. Nivex, you're streaking! We got another naked person in chat. You get fresh honey straight from the hive every Christmas from your aunt. That's amazing.
Absolutely, Carrie. Honey can taste different depending on where the bees got their pollen from.
Yeah.
The specific honey that we're using today is a single source wildflower honey. It's like a clover honey. I opened the can earlier. It is so aromatic. This is going to be delicious.
Which will be good. So on the docket today, we are going to start with actually brewing a batch of mead. So we have to weigh out about 5 pounds of the honey from the bucket, because the specific kind of mead we're making is a Melomel, which means we're adding fruit to it. So it's not just straight traditional. We're going to be doing black currant. We get the concentrate from a winery source. So we have to take a little bit of the honey out of the bucket that he got, and then we can just enjoy that honey. And then there's this giant, beautiful brew kettle back here, which is probably a solid third of my body height. It's all going in there with water. We gotta mix it, stir it. We will use a little bit of the honey mixture to get the yeast to bloom before we put it in, which is called pitching. But we're starting with actually brewing the mead because we have to let it cool before we can pitch the yeast, or you'll just murder the yeast with heat. Like, you'll just burn them to death.
Pasteurize them.
Yeah, they'll die in a screaming fire. It is expensive to do.
It can be.
Yeah. Because between buying the honey, buying the water, because you can't just use tap water for this. You do need to get distilled water, because you want to make sure that
spring water.
Spring water.
Want distilled, or it's
right.
There's no minerals in it.
But basically, you don't want your tap water because you don't want chlorine in it, ideally.
There's a caveat to that, though, and I was thinking about this earlier. If you have a well and you're not on municipal water, you can use tap water as long as you boil it first.
Yeah. So, but assuming you have to buy everything, you need the honey, you need water. You will eventually need bottles. When you're first getting into it, you need carboys and sanitizer, yeast nutrient. You can get wine acid if that's something you want to put in at the end, because wine acid will murder the yeast, as we found out the hard way when we lost a batch and couldn't figure out why. You need corks. You need some way to cork the bottles. You need the little bottle wrappers, the Shrinky Dinks as I like to call them because that's what they remind me of. Shout out if you know what a Shrinky Dink is. So like there's a lot of bits and pieces and moving parts, but it's a fun hobby if you get into it. And depending on the size of mead amount that you're making, it's either really expensive or really not. We're going to be doing, this is like what, a 5 or 6 gallon batch?
6.5.
6.5. So that's going to make like 2.5 cases of wine.
Yeah, it's like 30 bottles.
But you can absolutely do like a 1 gallon batch and just scale it down and get like 5 bottles. Do we personally always brew our own, or do we have any brand recommendations? Carol's. Carol's is a good brand that seems to be widespread.
The thing about Carol's is it is technically a mead, but it's more of a fortified white wine.
Hi, Chippos. Welcome in.
The other one, if you like drier wines, Ragnar's Reserve is also a good brand.
You had mead at a Ren Fair, Chippos. That's the normal place where a lot of people try mead for the first time.
And at Ren Fairs, they usually will serve sweeter meads.
Let me type this. That's the brand name, Carol's. It sounds good. It's so good. You've never had wine. Mead is a good introduction to wine. I am somebody who doesn't typically like wine. I am a sweet beverage drinker. So I don't like the semi-sweets and I don't like the dries. But mead, I have a little more tolerance for, and I think it's because I like honey.
And mead has a sweeter mouthfeel. Even if it's bone dry, it can taste very sweet on the tongue.
And we've experimented with mead. There's definitely mead on our shelf that we purposefully brewed at an extremely high alcohol content, just to see if we could, and we called it Ragnarok. Because if you drink too much of this, you will have regrets.
This stuff will erase your brain. It came out to be 21% alcohol. It was like a step down from a brandy. If you are having instant migraines from wine, you are probably sensitive to sulfites. There are natural sulfites that occur in most wines, and that's what generally gives people that hangover headache.
A lemon drop at 16 would be brutal bubbly. You should order some Anime Weave. Just give it a try. Hi, Ray. Welcome in. How are you? Hi, Opal. How are you doing? Yeah.
Thanks, Opal. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I found that for him for Yule, and I was real proud of myself.
And I love it.
So we'll definitely answer questions as we go. This is going to be a different feel from my typical baking streams, obviously, because Seamus is involved.
The other thing is, after stream, if you want to try making mead, I am always available in Discord as a resource. I can coach you through a simple batch without too much trouble. And really getting into winemaking is not that expensive. A starter kit that includes like 5-gallon pail fermenters is like $65. And you can get them you can even get them on Amazon.
Yeah. The more red it is, the worse it gets. White wine is instant. Oh, Chippos, that stinks. That stinks. But if you tried mead at a Ren Fair and it didn't bother you, there must be just enough difference that it's okay. We don't typically at this point put the wine acid into the mead because me personally, I think it's better without it.
And I don't care for the tannin bite of a lot of wines that get on the back.
Seamus can coach you through D's nuts bubbly.
I'm gonna have to get the squirt bottle out for bubbly.
I've never tried mead and only really like sweet wines. Typically, I'm the same way, May. So wondering if I'd like it. Look for a mead that is closer to the semi-sweet, sweet section.
Carol's would be an excellent brand if you like Moscato.
Yeah. That's why I was asking, because I would love to do mead again. My suggestion, Chippos, is if you go to a Ren Fair again and you have the opportunity at the end, definitely not like when you first get there, but like before you leave, to try just a small little glass of mead, that would be when I would try it. Because then you get the opportunity to try it without buying a whole bottle, unless you think Sid would enjoy it, in which case buy a bottle, have it at home, and you know, try a little bit, and if it doesn't work for you, Sid can drink the rest of it.
And I don't think Carol's is very expensive anyway. I think it's like 14 or 16 bucks a bottle.
You're so excited now. Yes. Joke's on you. You like water. In your face, Bubbly? Do you want water in your face?
Ooh.
It's water, Seamus.
Squirt, squirt.
Sending router, I can only hear half a sentence before it freezes. Oh, AC, good luck. Good luck. Internet service problems are always a nightmare. It's always a nightmare. You want these nuts in your face? Oh my God,
Bubbly.
I have mods for sale. Yes, it might.
She sold off her husband and now she's selling off her mods.
It might be spelled that way, May. That's probably how it's spelled.
2 R's.
2 R's, 2 L's, yeah. So we are going to start getting stuff into.
It's going to take a bit. The water has to heat up.
Yeah, yield pot. Yield pot. So many D's nuts jokes. Did you stab it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do we? Oh, you do have a knife out to stab it. Good luck getting me to blush, Bubbly. Good luck. That's not my usual MO. Because I have a filthy, filthy, filthy mind. You guys only hear a portion of what comes through my brain. I have to be aware that there are many things in my brain that are not TOS friendly.
I can't see underneath there. Can you light that?
Yes. Lego Burb and Arts and Crafts. Yes! I look forward to seeing Lego Burb after stream. Well, hi, Smeagol. Are you confused?
Hi, Papa.
Yeah, that whole thing has to go in there and then heat up. What? What is it?
What is it, handsome?
Would you like to show your face on camera? Come here. Do I have to come scoop you?
Biggest secret to brewing anything is sanitization, making sure your equipment is as close to sterile as you can get it.
Hi, Pip. It is Pete and Shmoo.
Hey, Pip.
Got some new things for the collection. 1 dino and 3 ponies. And a tatting booklet, Carrie. That's amazing. That's a good haul. It is a kitty. It is a kitty. You smell like litter box. Yeah. It is the oh so exciting to dump the water in. But that's how it starts.
Yes.
How are you today, Pip? I hope you're doing
Water
well.
pouring simulator.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hiccup or burp. One of the two. What is it, Smeagol? I'm doing good. Seamus is doing good. We're having a good time. We're just getting started on actually brewing a batch. Yeah. You're so handsome, huh? You're so handsome, huh?
This is going to make me have to pee.
Well, good thing we have a bathroom in the house. To clean the equipment, so we wash it, and then sanitizing wise, it is an oxygen activated sanitizer.
Yeah, there's a few different things you can use. Some of them are chlorine based, but those usually have to be rinsed. There are 2 that I use.
Making you have to pee.
LD Carlson makes a dry chemical one. It's oxygen based. I can show you what the can looks like.
What
It's
happened,
called
Shmoo?
Easy Clean, and it's really simple. You just mix a tablespoon. Where's the camera out here? Mix a tablespoon of this powder into a gallon of hot water, and You just rinse your stuff with it. It has like a slippery feeling, but it's a no rinse sanitizer, so it's safe for the yeast. Once you just let it dry, it's good.
Yep. Do you want to get down, Shmoo? You're looking like you do.
The other one is a bromine-based cleanser. It's called Star San. Oop, you okay?
He launched and almost knocked me off my feet.
He almost kicked her head over tea kettle. Star San is a liquid. It's bromine based, and you add like, I think it's an ounce for 5 gallons. It smells pretty strong. I don't use it very often because it's kind of potent. That's going to take a bit.
It's going to take a little bit.
It's going to take a while. It's 2.5 gallons of water we have to heat up. You don't have to boil this. I just have to get it hot enough to make sure that the honey dissolves. Honey is naturally antiseptic, and this is clean water, so we don't have to worry about getting an infection in it. And I sanitized the kettle this morning, so it's sterile on the inside. The problem is, if you boil it, you could cook off some of the volatiles that give the honey its flavor, and that changes the way your final mead will come out. It won't hurt the alcohol content, but it will definitely affect the flavor.
Yeah. So we wait. It's very exciting. Do we want to get the 5 pounds
we can do
measured
that
off?
now, yeah, because the way I bought the honey, it comes in a 20-pound bucket. So I only need, and that honey is roughly 12 pounds per gallon. I only need 15 pounds for this recipe, so I have to take 5 pounds off of it.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little spin.
Hurrah! Spinny spin. Is that a good spot?
That's a good spot.
Okie dokie.
Because I'm going to let you do the thing.
The thing. No,
I can hang out here and you can do the thing. Yeah, it's a lot of honey. It's a lot of honey.
Yeah, this is where the expensive mead making comes from, is trying to find honey that's less than like $7 a pound.
Yeah.
That's why I buy in bulk usually. I can smell it.
Oh, that smells so good.
It is so yummy.
Can I just have a spoon?
What's that? You want a spoon?
Yes. It is struggling so hard with the... Oh, it crackles.
Okay, oops. Get the lid off of this.
That's so good.
Tear that out.
This is not local honey.
It's semi-local honey. It came from an apiary in Massachusetts. So it's from New England. It's just not from right here.
I've got to try to get the camera to be able to figure out what the lighting situation is. It's suffering. It is so good. And it's crystallized a little bit on the lid, so it's like thick and delicious. Yeah, see, it has no idea what it wants to do for lighting. Yeah, so the mead that's up on a ladder here is from local honey. Like, they live within 20 minutes of us, and I think we paid $19 a pound for it. No, not per pound. It was
like $19 total. No, we paid, that was like $5 a pound.
$5 a pound, yeah.
That's what I usually try to aim for, is about $5 a pound.
Safe travels, Carrie. Yeah. It's because it's trying to compensate for the windows. It doesn't know what to do. Okay. I have to stop or I'm just going to eat all of the honey off of that lid.
It's addictive.
Mm-hmm. And delicious. Yeah, the local pollen is a huge advantage, Pip. It's a huge advantage for sure.
It boosts your immune system to local pathogens. So if you have allergies to some of the local stuff in your area, honey from there will help with that.
Yeah. Do that. I'm going to try and lock in a good exposure, so bear with me a second. And now you're locked. Hit okay. So the windows are gonna be like blown out, but we're not in shadow. Yeah.
Pounds.
Dry air. Helps with local pathogens is hot singles in your area. Oh, Pip. Oh, Pip. That helps with getting local pathogens. Yeah, that's how you get the local pathogens, not get rid of them.
Yeah, honey's not going to fix that.
No.
That's an antibiotic.
Yeah, if I could cover the bottom of the window opal, I would, but it would be a big hubbubaloo. So it's easier to just force the camera to have a focus level. A little water to wash all the sugar down out of my mouth.
Right. Almost there.
Almost.
Yeah, 4.3.
I'm getting honey on the scale. Wow, that's gonna be
That's one little drop.
there's
I'm trying to be careful.
I know, I'm just laughing.
Oh.
Because I know it's gonna be one of those things that we then have to scrub and scrub and scrub.
Well, that's usually my job anyway.
Just shove a cat there, they'll be fine, Bubbly. The day you figure out how to get a cat to just sit and stay on command for as long as you want, you let me know. Okay, you let me know and we'll market it because that's $1 million proposal.
Yeah, right. The cat whisperer.
Yeah.
Go on the road with Cesar Millan.
Right?
He can whisper the dogs and you can whisper the cats.
4 5/8. Shark Tank, exactly. It would be a Shark Tank proposal. Light Raid, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Saknika, but you may also hear me called Sam. I am a member of Everbright Global Gaming and Set the Tone stream teams, and a variety streamer here on Twitch who does everything from bake to create to paint her nails and play games. But today is couple shit with my fiance Seamus, and we are brewing Mead. We are brewing Mead. Light Wraith, how was your stream? How was Final Fantasy? How did it go? Thank you for getting that shout out, Bubbly. Welcome in, welcome in. Couples Mead, that's right, it's Couples Mead. Couples who brew together stick together, or something like that.
It's like a honeymoon.
Jackson Galaxy.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I hope your stream went well. You guys, if you don't know Light Wraith is one of the older streamers that I know, and I'm not saying that in like a bad way. It's more of like a hidden gem because there are so many 20-somethings on Twitch and not so many Gen X on Twitch, I guess is the best way to put it. So if you're looking for a more mature perspective, a enjoyable perspective, a place where you can hang out and chill.
Well, I'm Gen X, but I'm not mature. I'm not a mature perspective.
We're not talking about you.
No, but I'm in the same category. Thanks.
But if you're looking for that, definitely check Light Wraith out. He's good people, he's good fun, he's good company. I highly recommend. Couples who stick together, streak together. I don't know about that, Bubbly. You're not Gen X. I am not either, but sometimes I behave like it. I'm what they call a Zennial. And I ended up this way because my mom raised me as a millennial. She was your, like, oh my God, must protect babies at all costs person. And my dad treated me like a Gen X kid. What's that? You want to go wander the woods for hours with no way of contacting us? Have fun, be back before the sun sets. Bye! Is not a mature perspective, just saying it's mature in the age category. Welcome in Skokatin 13. Did I say that right? I probably fucked that up. Fun times today, you'll get a kick out of this. We did a Valentine's event that involved us decorating gigantic cakes while dodging enemies, then getting more side story left. That sounds amazing, Light Wraith. A Zennial, you're an older millennial. We are the same, Pip.
You are not mature, Bubbly.
I'm right on that border too. You call yourself an elder millennial. That's fair, Light Wraith. You're mature? Mm-mm. Not with the number of D's nuts jokes that you make, Bubbly.
No.
You okay there, Smeagol?
What is it, Bubba?
He's in a schmood. Your Gen X don't count as mature. Fair.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm 2 years off from being a boomer.
Yeah. He's up there. Is one of your friends okay? I was like, how did we get discovered by more people? Because Twitch is not good for that, necessarily. You're welcome, Light Wraith. And of course, Light Wraith, if you have to raid and run, if you have to go get post-stream self-care, if you need to just get up and stretch your freaking legs,
Yeah.
definitely 100%.
Definitely gone quite gray.
Yeah, 100% get up, stretch your legs, get your post-stream self-care, get a snack, do whatever you gotta do. If you wanna stick around, hang out, and chill with us, you're more than welcome to do that. Just don't feel obligated. What a difference 2 years makes, am I right? 2 or 22, I think you missed a digit in there. He mentioned his friends were making mead. We are indeed. We are indeed. The water's heating up. We've cultivated out.
So that's 15 pounds.
15 pounds, beautiful.
Oh, it does turn off.
It does turn off.
I didn't know that. I thought you had to let it time out on its own.
It's not a solar calculator.
Perfect.
Oh, he's 2 years away from being baby boomer. Yeah.
Yeah. Boomers go from up to 65, and I was born in 67.
Yeah. Bless you, Smeagol. Now you're over there.
The summer of love.
This not a kid.
Just that my parents weren't hippies.
They are now. Your parents were late blooming hippies.
Very late blooming hippies. Let's see what we'll...
Yeah, Seamus's parents are so funny because they went from being very much like having latchkey children, and his dad was like staunch in his conservative views, to now his dad is raging Bernie Sanders supporter.
He's a burner boy now.
And it's quite humorous because it doesn't, like, it fits their personality to me because this is all I've known, but from hearing the stories from Seamus, it's stark contrast.
Yeah.
But they also can't take a hint that we are not that level of interested in A, politics, or B, Bernie Sanders.
Right.
And they like subscribe Seamus to weird political magazines or give him these odd books or other such things, and we're like,
yeah,
can't you just like buy us a gift certificate to a restaurant? Anything Horror TV, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Sagniko, but you may also hear me called Sam. I'm a member of Everbright Global Gaming and Set the Tone stream teams and a variety streamer here on Twitch who does everything from bake to create to paint her nails and play games, but today is couples shit with my fiance Seamus, and we are brewing mead. How was your stream? How did it go?
Jazzy!
Hi, Jazz Waifu. Hello, Anything Horror. Hi, Jazz. Now I know how you found us. Hi, Rosie. How was Phasmo? It was fun. Excellent. Did your ghosts behave like assholes, or were they behaving like kind, gentle people for you today? Gentle people, gentle ghouls, gentle spirits? I don't know. Oh, you found me from Fool. Yeah.
Very cool.
With Jazz.
Fool is good people.
Fool is good people. With Jazz coming in on the raid, I was like, this has to be a Fool connection. They were assholes. No! But also
don't feel
typical.
bad. I've been playing a lot of single player and trying to get better at the game, and my ghosts have been trolling the hell out of me.
We don't talk about Bruno. I really appreciate the raid, Anything Horror. I know that you are good people because I have hung out in Fool's channel, so you guys definitely give Anything Horror a look, give them a follow if the content seems interesting to you. I will definitely be giving it a peek at the end of stream today myself, but if you need to raid and run, if you need to get post-stream self-care, if you need to stretch your legs or get a snack or use the bathroom, please don't let me hold you back. But if you want to stay, hang out, chill, and brew mead with us, you are more than welcome here. They were mixed tonight, yeah. You're doing the thing tomorrow? I feel like I should know what you're talking about, Jazz, but my brain is just like and blank. Oh, you and anything horror. Okay. Okay, I gotcha. Collabity dab, that's exciting. That's exciting. I love that for you guys. How's our water?
It's 114 degrees. I pulled out the MILF detector.
Oh my God. Which one?
The good one, the Phasmo style one.
The one that lied to me about my chocolate.
Did it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing could not do for tempering the chocolate. It had no fucking idea.
Oh no.
Yeah. It had no idea.
Oh no. Well, maybe I should get out a brew thermometer.
Maybe you should get out of
it doesn't have, it's not, that's the thing is we're not actually boiling the water. I'm just bringing it up to temperature so that the honey will dissolve because honey is very thick.
My back has been spiking, so I'll be transferring to mobile. I'll take a bath. Absolutely.
Ooh.
Go take a bath, go relax your back. I appreciate you transferring to mobile, but if you can't get your mobile connection to keep up, I totally get it.
Thanks, I love this shirt too. That seems to be the common theme today. This was a Yule present from my dearest darling light of my life, so I'm wearing the crap out of it because I love it.
He does love it. But they're not side quests.
They're not side. Yes, they are.
He admitted it. He admitted it. Don't let him say otherwise. He admitted it.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I'm good at that. Yes, dear. I got that one down.
Oh my God, that's funny.
You're adorable.
I'm something.
Yes, you are. It's a good thing, too.
We probably won't have trouble pouring it out of the bucket because I can get... Would it be okay to stick an unsanitized spatula in there to scrape it out if needed?
Just sanitize it real quick.
I mean, there's that. Clip it, chat! The self-report, I know, right?
Oh. In fact, we can use that as an educational moment. This is a teaching moment. Yay!
A teaching moment?
Yeah, with the spatula, because we're going to sanitize
to
stuff.
sanitize that. True.
Ooh.
There's a lot of I'll just spin the camera moments.
Okay, so that's the sanitizer. You always wind up needing more sanitizer than you think. So this time I usually only make a gallon, but this time I made 2 because we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh, are you just going to do it over the spritzy bowl?
I'm going to do it right over this because this way I can show you. This thing is a bottle washer. And it is, if you're going to get into home brewing, it is inexpensive and it is probably one of the world's greatest objects you will ever want. This plunger part works like a syringe. You pour your sanitizer in here up to like an inch or so, and then when you
push down, it
take a
squirts
bottle
it up.
and you put the bottle on top, and when you press down on it, it squirts the sanitizer up into the bottle and gets it all the way up inside.
You never get to raid into me, so you saw and thought, let's do this. I appreciate that. That's really kind of you. That's really kind of you. And that's one of the things that I love about going and chilling in other people's streams, right? And it's one of the things that we talk about when we say you must network, but just be yourself and be genuine. You hang out in somebody's stream, you chat along, other people chat along, you recognize usernames and you're like, yeah, that person's cool and chill. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, they also stream. So then you go and hang out in their stream, or you raid them, or you get raided. And it's just this beautiful, organic way of connecting to other people. And you didn't have to go into somebody's place and be like, hey, follow for follow. And be like a creeper and a problem and get banned by SiriBot for acting like an ass.
And get banned by SiriBot, that's about the ticket.
Yeah, those were a lifesaver when you were running a bar, you had one. Oh, that's cool that you ran a bar before. You're a gremlin, but you don't cause drama. You know what? Fair. That's how you became a mod. That it is. I knew Bubbly from Case's channel, and I knew Bubbly was good people, and so when I was looking to add to my mod team, and this is true of any streamer, the first place they look is who are my regular chatters that I can trust to reach out to, because they're people who already want to be in your stream, right? You don't want to just add people to your mod team that don't want to be in your stream.
Right.
You tend to do it at first. You're going to mod like all of your friends, and then your friends are either going to be present and be able to help you, or they're going to be holding an honorary sword, or you're going to find out very quickly that they aren't actually what you want for a mod, and you're going to have to just say, hey, I'm going to make you a regular viewer again, and that's fine too. Do you sharpen that sword? Always. Always. You networked and ended up with a few You have a giant harem, Jazz. Bubbly is also a troll. Bubbly is also a troll, yeah. Bubbly's the reason we have a D's Nuts counter. Because I am too nice to my mods and she asked and I said, sure.
To be fair though, Bubbly is a wee, tiny, small, cute troll.
True. Did Seamus get the hammer? Seamus did get the hammer, Opal. Seamus has the hammer.
Hammer.
You're just helpful when people keep giving you swords in places. That's how it happens, Jazz. That's how it happens. And then you made it a problem.
Not even Kitty.
True.
Kitty has a sword like everywhere.
Kissy.
Kissy. Kitten.
Yes.
Kissy.
Kissy.
Or partner.
Kissy is the head mod at EBGG, and she, at this point, has... Because everybody who has a hammer also has a sword. It's like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. I think she has over 100 swords and something like closing in on 20 hammers at least. We were talking about this a couple nights ago in the EBGG VC, and I think that was the verdict, because you can easily now go and look in your creator dashboard side of things. Even if you don't stream, you can see it in your creator dashboard on who's given you that mod sword, and who's given you the hammer, and who's given you like artist role and stuff like that. The little droll has a dragon in tow. It's true. You're also a DGen Chaos Gremlin. I seem to attract the DGen Chaos Gremlins. This is just gremlin quarters.
Yeah.
The dragon is your protector. To go on random one evidence. Jazz, do you hate your friends? You ran out of artist Wait, there's a limit on artist badges? Why?
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Why would they limit that?
I can see limiting mods, but...
And see, I don't understand why any of the badges are limited personally. I don't understand why we can't have as many VIPs as we want. I don't understand why we already can have as many mods as we want, but I don't understand why we can't have as many artists as we want. You never know how many people are going to get sourced for things. Like, what? 5? Limit is 5?
Yeah, that's really weird.
That's weird as heck.
Okay, I think that's probably hot
got the
enough
last
to start
one.
mixing.
You think so?
Yeah.
Squeaky, 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 squeaky. I gotta spin this a little bit.
Okay, and I'll let you position yourself on whichever side of the pot you want to be on, and I'll go opposite you and pour.
Where's the spoon of doom?
Oh, the spoon of doom is
Okay,
right
it's
there.
over there.
The spoon of destiny.
Of destiny, whichever one it is.
It's the paddle of doom.
They limit artists and VIPs, but not mods. And like, obviously you don't want to limit mods because you never know how many people...
And there's your spatula.
My spatula. How many people you're gonna need to actually get everything.
Okay, here we go. 15 pounds of honey and 2.5 gallons of water.
I'm tall now, you guys. Oh, it's so glorious.
I know, right? It's a little crunchy, but
it crystallized a little.
I ordered it. They heated it for 5 days before shipping to liquefy it because it tends to get crunchy.
That sounded like it was pooping in the pot. I know that's a glorious thing to compare the sound to.
I hold it up a little higher, you can see it.
You're an editor for Booty Mage and lead mod. That's so cool. Anything horror? You're his only editor, but that's because he's known you for almost a year. Mod for several smaller streamers. I'm the higher channel? That's cool.
If you need me to change the angle of this, let me know.
It's dripping on me at the same time.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Gonna have to wash my hands after this.
Darn.
It's stuck to the bottom of the bucket. Yeah.
Bloop. One thing I can do is soften it a little. We can take some of the hot water out of the pot and put it back in the bucket.
I'm actually, like, so long as you provide the counter force, I'm able to scrape off.
Okay.
Because the spatula is bendy.
This is the thing about natural honeys, is that they do crystallize as they sit. If you buy like store-bought honey, that's had stuff done to it to make it not crystallize for a long period of time.
Thankfully, it's not like preservatives, which will kill your yeast and
No, it's usually
screw up your
pasteurization.
meads, your yeads. Jesus.
Leaves.
My freaking brain is just combining all the words. Thanks, ADHD.
Yay.
Who's bigger, the bucket or Sam?
This brew kettle's almost big enough for you to take a bath in.
Almost. And this is another one of those moments where I'm not going to say what just literally popped into my brain, but I'll text it to you in a minute. In fact, I'll just put it in my mod chat. Sorry, mods are the only ones privileged to get to see this inner thought. Because it's not TOS friendly.
Your inside voice.
My inside voice.
I have one of those, and sometimes I have to work really hard at filtering it.
A little bit more. Yeah, I can get a little bit more out of this before I have to just say that's
Right.
good enough.
For reference, this is a 2-gallon bucket.
There we go. How'd I do?
Good enough. You want to just drop that right in there?
I'm so sticky.
You are sticky.
Hi, Kegs. Maybe pomegranate, cherry, and or apple. We've done a pomegranate mead and we've done a cherry mead. Both are delicious. To make beet juice taste good and not taste like dirt, beet juice is delicious.
Okay, so now we will get out the spoon of destiny.
How to make beet juice taste decent?
Spoon of destiny.
What flavors go with beets? I mean, you could spice it.
I mean, technically, you could probably make a wine out of beets. I mean, it's very sweet. It has an extremely high sugar content. I mean, they make beet sugar and beet alcohol all the time.
I think Pip's asking because he's drinking beet juice for health,
Oh,
not because he wants to brew with it.
good question. I don't know. I like beet, but I don't know what beet juice would taste like.
Says it tastes like dirt and
Let's
sadness.
use
So
some beets
kale.
and said it tastes like dirt. That's interesting because I like the taste of beets.
Thank you for the
But
lure.
I guess I could see that.
You said add some wine to it as a matter of fact.
I mean, if you don't want to add alcohol to it, I suppose maybe some stevia.
If
You don't care for stevia, but I put it in a lot of things.
Stevia and my IBS do not get along, and it gives me cotton mouth. Stevia does that. Monk fruit does that. Sugar alcohols do it. The sugar, like the false sugars, really get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So no propylene glycol type stuff or aspartame, sucralose. It's all bad.
Yeah, I know that stuff really messes your guts up.
Yep. Pinot Noir or Cabernet Franc. I mean, those are options.
I like Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, gosh, what would you put in?
What?
It's a good question, Pip. I've never thought about drinking beet juice either, so
I mean, maybe another kind of fruit juice.
maybe. Like Cags was saying, apple juice might be a good one because it's usually considered a neutral juice.
Yeah, apple or white grape.
White grape could do it.
Ad break.
Carrot and ginger, yep, that could do it. Artificial sugars give you an instant migraine, Cags? Yeah. A lot of people struggle with them. And the rough thing is, in the culture that we have going today, like everybody wants to lose weight and eat better, and one of the big things is adding more protein into your diet, which the easy answer, and I've explored this route, is protein bars. But in order to have like 0 sugar or less sugar, it's always the fake things. It's always the stevia, it's always the monk fruit, it's always the sugar alcohols, and so on and so forth. And if you can't have those, it's not a good option. But the thing I realized after watching Ann Reardon's How to Cook That is that if you're not careful, even though you're getting 20 grams of protein, you're also getting so much other stuff that you really don't want. And it's counterproductive. So we have a very poor culture with getting healthy, which is, it's honestly fascinating and weird that we ended up here, but advertising being what it is. So I had to really like take a step back and remind myself that the true key is to just eat the rainbow. So have a wide variety of different fruits and veggies and whatnot that you eat each week. Get your protein from sources found in nature, not in laboratories. And then actually move your damn body and don't sit in front of the computer. Hi, Hera. Hi, baby.
She asked, so I couldn't say no.
She asked you couldn't say no.
She doesn't ask me to pick her up very often, so. Hi, everybody. Say hi, Hera.
Hera. Like my own witch kettle.
He just climbs over me like a parrot.
That's what she does. You let her up. Making cappuccino, A-okay, Pip. Talking about not sugars, aspartame makes the skin of my fingertips peel. Yeah, I don't touch that. Most ice stuff, yeah, that's for the best, Light Wraith. And honestly, I feel like outside of allergies, because obviously, like, people can be allergic to peanuts, people can be allergic to strawberries, and so on and so forth. I'm allergic to mushrooms. If you have something that's made in a lab and a good chunk of people have an adverse reaction to it, it's probably not something that anybody should be eating or drinking. And I say this knowing that,
how's it feel?
Smooth.
Okay, probably pretty well mixed then.
Okay. Set the heat off, beautiful. I say this knowing full well that pica exists, which is where you have an uncontrollable desire to eat things that are not edible. So notable examples are like people who can't help but eat deodorant, people who eat rocks, people who just have to put this thing in their mouth and chew on it and eat it, and their bodies somehow digest it. But they shouldn't be. So I put weird fake sugars and stuff in that same category of, yeah, people manage to digest it, but should they be? Paper, There's actually, I think her name is Raven Alternative. I found her on Instagram and I enjoy her content. I'm pretty sure she's a Twitch streamer who has come out and said in her Instagram videos that she had pica, has pica. It's not something that goes away, it's just something you learn to manage. And she found it oddly ironic that she's eaten all of these weird things that her body should not be able to digest. But then she tried to give it gluten and her body was like, nope, that's a step too far. You can't digest gluten.
I can eat rocks, but not bread.
Yeah. She's like, the irony does not fail to hit me. Used to eat paper all the time as a kid, Bubbly. Was it diagnosed as pica or was it just the kid being kid? Welcome back from the ads, friends. We got the Mead all like mixed sugar, water, honey and water. Honey and water is all mixed together.
Combine it.
Sometimes your intrusive thoughts win all the time, Jazz. Mm-hmm. Or puts the booty. Yeah. There is edible clay for people who love eating dirt kegs. That's fascinating. That's fascinating. Like, how wild. Are we ready to pour it into a carboy, or do we need to let it cool down?
I would let it sit for a little bit. I don't want to pour it. It's a plastic carboy. You could get away with it if this was a glass one, but that's plastic, and I don't.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I wasn't sure. You never got it diagnosed, so probably just a kid being a kid. And you know what? That's valid. That's perfectly valid. Let me, before I forget, I need to put that comment in mod chat.
I had already forgotten.
Okay, there we go. Comment posted so I don't forget, because I will forget, and then I'll be angry at myself because I'll be like, what was that thing I meant to say to my mods? Because that's how it goes. You love eating nuts. And back home, time to come back and watch and learn. Yes, Carrie, yes. You love eating D's nuts, Bubbly? Is that what you were about to say?
I was waiting for that.
That comment. Yes, Bubbly, yes. Not TOS appropriate. Not TOS appropriate. Do you want to, like, will it completely cool down in here to where we can pitch it?
It'll be fine. No. I'm gonna transfer it before we try to pitch it in there.
Okay, I'm just trying to
It'll
figure out.
be too heavy to pour from one container to the other if we add in the fruit juice and everything else.
Right, I'm just trying to figure out order of operations on, do we start bottling now, or do we, like, how much time do you think you're gonna need?
This is the most heat we're gonna need, so we could bottle now, and then when we're done bottling, we can combine this into the carboy with the fruit concentrate and the extra water.
And will that cool it, cool it down enough?
Cool it down to pitch temperature.
Perfect, okay.
Because I left it's only like, what is it, 20, it's 33 degrees outside, and I left 3 gallons of water out on the porch. So.
Yeah, so it's refrigerator temperature. Welcome back, Pip. Thank you, Bubbly. You like eating them nuts. All right, we're gonna have a little trip across the kitchen. Whee! Because we're gonna get set up for bottling, which, is it gonna just snake over here?
It's gonna have to come to here.
Okay, so I'm gonna be in front of
the island, yep.
Okay. We mentioned it before that we do all of the bottling on the floor because of gravity. But we literally do all of the bottling on the floor because of gravity, so.
Gravity is a thing.
I'm gonna be on the floor. We're going to have to, there's a door open, yeah. To get out in the snow and it will get cool. Second double cappuccino today, and this coffee is hella caffeinated. Oh boy. I want to get this so that I can have the tablet be what points down. This is going to be an exercise in where to position things. Because here's the thing, I should probably, okay, that's gonna put that on that side, because then, wait for it. There it is. Seamus does all the corking. So I'll be down here, and Seamus will be there to work on this together. I am getting on the floor. You could never. Yeah, instead of milk, I use cafe mocha creamer, so it's delicious. We also have a cafe mocha creamer that we use and stuff, and it is delicious. I'm gonna tilt this down so that I can hopefully see things.
Okay.
Ugh.
There is a measuring cup for purging the bottler.
Ew, I wanted
First
to
things
face the other
first, we have to get
Ugh.
the ale thief out and take a final gravity.
Yep. Yep. I'll be on the ground. At least I can reach a lot of the bottles. Yeah, when we realized that this was like good height for Sam. Hi, crazy guy. Welcome in. How are you?
Airlock out of there.
I am on the bottom bubble, yes. You can't see Seamus above me. But he is snagging stuff for the
He's the top.
hydrometer. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to flip this on itself to preserve that part so that I can temporarily tilt up so you can actually see what Seamus is doing.
Okay, Seamus is sampling out of the carboy.
This is how you figure out the specific gravity to, what did you walk in on? Nonsense, of course.
With a hydrometer.
So that you can see.
And wow, that is high. That specific gravity is 0. Point.
You're tilting it.
It's okay if it tilts, it's floating. Wow, it's dead on 1.0. It's exactly 1.
Did you get out the little shotty glass?
No, we can get one right here.
Gotta sample it. Gotta sample it. Because this does not go back in.
No, this is going to be very dry.
Oh, but it's got a nice nose.
Yeah, it does.
But you can smell the dryness. Oh, it bites.
Does it have a bite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. That tastes tannic.
All on its own.
Yeah, it's like it was oak aged.
Mm-hmm.
If you like dryish white wines, this is really, really good.
Yeah. And this was made with the local honey.
Yeah, this is one we got from a local beekeeper.
Yep.
It's been aging for a year, so it's
Yes.
about due.
Yeah, yeah. And then it'll finish bottle aging.
Oh my God, that's so good. Wow. Okay, we're impressed.
All right. Back
Okay.
to the floor with me.
Back to the floor. Get down there.
You get down there.
Ooh.
And I am gonna make this. So technically, no, it is not. For the sake of what I should and should not say on Twitch, without a liquor license, it is not legal to ship alcoholic beverages in the United States of America. Okay.
That's your end of the
Almost
siphon.
forgot about the 3 cookie books you got today. Let's go, Carrie.
And you got that one.
Okay.
This guy up there.
I'm gonna put it on this side of me. Yeah, Seamus is linking it in. Okay, we've got,
Okay, you clear all the way down?
yep.
All right, siphon set. You can feel free. I gotta get some sanitizer into the
Cork.
corks. Ugh. Oh, you got the split cam going.
Yes,
All
so
right,
that they
cool.
can see you with corking.
So, I don't know if anybody can see this. I have the corks just in like a salad bowl, like a big
Not
plastic.
for consumption. Still not legal to ship it, unfortunately. That's also why this is not one of the things in the bakery. Right up to the neck.
Yeah, this is something that if you were local, I could give you in person, but I can't just drop it in the mail.
It's one of the weird ones. I don't want to grab that right off the bat.
Okay, the corking press. All right, this is a French corking press. It's really awesome because you just...
Corking these nuts? I hope not.
You don't want to stick these nuts in here. This has a little three-way thing. When I pull the handle down, it squeezes tight so that it takes this cork and makes it about half its original diameter so it fits into the neck of the bottle. So unless you are really into getting your nuts squeezed.
Which, like, no kink shaming, but...
I mean, I'm not going to kink shame anybody for that, but no thanks. And then it's corked. And what we can do is we'll do it at the end. We'll bring it over. And
You are, but you don't want them completely squished. Yeah. Nobody wants to pop it.
what's that?
Nobody wants their nuts popped.
No. No popping nuts. This is going to go fairly fast, so I'll just relay for you, and then once we get a bunch, I'll cork them.
Sounds good. I'll definitely feel it in my...
Here, use this one too.
Yeah, the weird one.
The weird one. That's an old sake bottle. I don't usually reuse bottles because they're not that expensive, and it's way easier to use new than to try to get an old one clean.
Yeah. Whoop!
Blurp.
Blurp. Happens at least once. Something about a wiener in a bottle.
This is also way easier with Bordeaux bottles because they have a flat bottom.
Yes. I was thinking I didn't have to deal with a hump in the bottom.
Yeah, that's the Chardonnay bottles.
I feel like Reed's only used to carry the Chardonnay bottles.
It was a mixed bag. I think it depended on what he got.
Ah. We used to have a local
Homebrew supply.
homebrew supply shop, and he unfortunately lost his wife and decided that at that point he did not wish to continue running the business. Which, understandable. Losing your spouse definitely changes your perspective and desires in life.
Yeah, he does still show up at a different semi-local shop and teaches classes.
Yeah, you don't have a flat bottom, you got that cake, Pip. I feel that. I will read your paragraph in a second, crazy guy. I have to actually pay attention to the height of the
We want it in
mead.
the bottle, not on the floor.
Yeah. My sister does. If I ever come that way, we will plan that I have some mead made for you. Absolutely, Pip. It's way easier to buy new than, yup. There are some bottles that are fairly okay that she can use, but they're like $3. Yeah, the bottles are pretty cheap. And they're easy to recycle because they're glass. Ooh, I'm putting my feet to sleep. Ugh.
You want a bolster?
Nope. I'll get off of my knees eventually. Don't clip that.
I know nothing. I see nothing.
Somebody's gonna clip it out of context. I fully anticipate this.
Of course they are.
Because that's what happens.
There you go. Anybody that knows where that bottle came from gets a prize.
Thank you for the lurker light, Wraith. Learn that the reason why they had samurai is... One second. An absinthe bottle that looks like that? Nice.
That was
They couldn't get up and immediately attack because their feet fell asleep. There's actually ways to shift so that your feet don't fall asleep. So I don't know how true that is. Can you hand me some bottles? Because now that I'm not
sure.
kneeling, it's not as easy to just reach up and grab them. I also kind of took all the ones that were within my arm's reach.
Right. So I get them from the top so this thing doesn't get top heavy.
All right, 6 should be a good number.
Some of these down lower.
That looks like a Maker's Mark.
It was a Patron bottle.
God, thank goodness for LASIK, or I wouldn't be able to read any of these messages, even though I have it zoomed in extra. The distance between me and chat messages is pretty good. Thanks, Bubbly. Appreciate you.
We got more bottles than we need by a long shot, I think.
That's how it's always is.
That's the thing about this. I would much rather sanitize more bottles than I need than have mead left over and run out of bottles and either have to scramble to find more or just waste it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just doing your job. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Your brother's mad at me, by the way.
Why is Ethan mad at you?
Because this morning when I was getting ready for this, he was bugging me on Discord to come play ships with him, and I kept telling him to get wrecked.
Well, John's not awake yet, so he's bored.
Yeah, I'm still not going to be logging on to both servers and playing ships at 10 in the morning.
Who knows, maybe that's where the good players are.
God, the server population's so bad in the mornings.
Doing good.
Okay. Yeah, we got about half.
You're gonna run out of room and have to start corking.
Yep.
Oop. The last little blip went over the edge.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm. Makes my hands wet.
We're up to 13. That's 14, 15.
Nice. Yeah, this is gonna age nicely in the bottles.
Oh, it's such a beautiful color too.
It's so pale, but it's wonderful.
I am not going to go all the way down on this one because there's so much trub in the bottom of that. I don't want to suck it up.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. And we have so much mead in this apartment.
I'm not worried about wasting half a bottle.
I'm gonna need more bottles.
Okay. I'll give you like 10 and then I'll do some corks.
Sounds good. And this is our standard coordination too. This is like how we've always done it. Whoop!
Careful.
Remember how I said I have to pay attention? I really overdid that one.
Oh well, that's why the pee-pee pad is down.
Oh, these are incontinence pads. They work really well when you do stuff like this. It's my pleasure. A very important job. Seamus doesn't want to suck it up. Gasps. Nope, he doesn't. He sure doesn't. He can dish it out, but he can't suck it up. That's how it goes sometimes.
Oh, this doesn't go in there. It's its own special cork.
Wrong hole. Oh, wrong cork. And then we store them right back in the box that the bottles came out of when we label the boxes. That's one of the few parts of the process you're not going to see today is the actual labeling of the mead.
But that's just putting stickers on the bottles anyway.
Yeah. I mean, potentially, depending on what the design process ends up looking like. You might get to see the design process because I either find photos that I've already taken pictures like that work and design them to be the labels, or Seamus draws artwork for the labels that I then work into it, or I take new photographs. But I do a lot of the label design.
Yeah.
And by a lot, I mean basically all of it.
Like the buckwheat honey one is the picture you took of the Harold Hairfair figurehead. The ravens from the Viking ship.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. You have Chipotle on the way? Let's go. How are we gonna name the batch? It'll probably be named very plainly after the local apiary that gave us the honey. And then traditional, because it is a traditional mead. And I'm not saying what the local name is because they are literally within 20 miles of us, and it would
We don't want to dox them.
Yeah, it would be a little bit too doxing up for them and for us. Nobody wants that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, don't dox yourself, exactly. You have the same rice cooker? It's the best rice cooker. I love my Zoji Urushi.
It's not gonna work. Someone with it.
Oh, it's too short?
Yeah. The Patron bottle? That's
Yeah.
okay. I anticipated that.
Yeah, just save it for later.
It's not like it's gonna go bad.
No. I can't wait to see what the alcohol content is on this one. I'm gonna need more bottles.
Oh, okay. Let me get a wedge because it's starting to get low.
Okay. Right? It's so great that it sings. And it can bake a cake. I've never tried to bake a cake in it, but it can bake a cake. Whee!
Okay. Go. That is gonna be when you start sucking air, you're done.
Okay. Lo-fi and bottle filling.
Right. We get, I don't know, maybe 4? You might get 4 more.
Sounds good. This is the first time that the cats haven't been like
All over
up
it.
our assholes during this.
Oh, I know. They're usually like all in your face. They want to sit on you and
Be pet and rub against you, and it's like, this is not the time.
like, don't be getting hair in my freaking bottles, dude. I have a bra. Thank you.
There you go. This is what we usually end up giving out as part of Christmas gifts to our family members who want to imbibe. We do have some that do not, and that is, you know, a-okay, but
Yeah.
Yep.
My parents don't drink.
yeah. My sister doesn't drink, but it makes great gifts.
And it's unusual enough that people really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And it sits for a while. You don't have to worry about drinking it right away. It's not
right.
gonna...
We've got some hanging around. I've got a bottle left, I think, that was minted in 2016.
I'm pretty sure I have an older bottle than that at my dad's house.
Is it the one with the horny Viking label? Yeah, I still have another bottle of that here too.
Yeah. I'll have to crack one eventually.
Wow, you might actually get one more bottle out of that.
We'll find out.
I'm sort of saving that bottle for the wedding.
That's fine.
I don't think you're gonna get a full bottle out of that one, but that's fine.
We'll give it a shot.
See how much you get.
Oh yeah, we're really down there.
It's like right at the edge. Yep, there goes the water. And there goes the air.
I just will not even continue.
Okay,
Do you want me to push it into the...
Nah, you're fine.
Okay.
Here, give me the end. I'll take it. Prop it on top.
So we didn't quite get
Off of it.
the last bottle. Now I've got to get up off of the floor. Ugh. Old people noises.
Hey, I feel attacked. Ah!
You feel attacked, eh? By the ale thief.
Fell over.
Honey root beer would slap. I've not ever made anything non-alcoholic like that, Opal, no. Neither has Seamus, to my knowledge. Okay. Even if you do get hair in the bottle, you can call it cat's hair mead. Just that one in particular. Yeah.
I suppose we should probably show this, since it's something that usually comes up. In the bottom of the carboy, you wind up with, there you are, this like brown shush in the bottom. It's not anything toxic or harmful, and it won't affect the flavor or quality of the mead. Sometimes if you get a homebrew and it's got like a little bit of sediment in the bottom, all this is the dead hulls from the yeast. It's actually filled with micronutrients. So it's not something, sometimes people are off-put by it, just appearance-wise. If you get that, you can just run it through a coffee filter and that takes it out.
Yay, coffee filters. Yay, coffee filters. I need more water.
So that's that. This.
Don't forget to hydrate with real hydrating things and not alcohol.
Or coffee.
Or coffee. I'm looking at you, Kissy. Have you had water today?
This all out of the way.
God, it smells like honey in here.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
It smells crazy good. Can actually. Could you turn the Nutri-Sludge into a Vegemite-like paste? Probably. If you really wanted to. You can actually keep it. There are some brewers out there who keep it, and then they, kind of like sourdough bread, they just keep using it to make the next batch, and it becomes their own flavor because of the unique profile that they have cultured.
Yeah, there are some of those Belgian breweries in Europe have the same culture that they've been using for centuries.
I'm gonna do this, back it up a little.
So that's not too bad. I wound up making five more bottles than we needed. Well, 6 counting the partial.
I'm gonna put that there, and then half screen it again. So you're really up close and personal.
Womp womp.
So that way you can get 2 angles on the corking process. And I am going to move this out of the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this and put it on here, because that'll hold it. And then I want to get a pot out to start boiling water for the Shrinky Dinks. We're all fine. It's just a pot lid deciding to make a leap of faith.
Okay, here we go. That worked great.
Perfect. Nice and full.
Use my jeweler's anvil to get the bottle up high enough.
Well, there you go. Because the Shrinky Dinks need boiling water to make this work, so we'll start the water heating.
Okay. Whoops. Yeah, so the corks just sit in a bowl filled with the sanitizer, and that does 2 things. It cleans them so that they're not going to have anything contaminated on them, but it also lubricates them so they go into the bottle.
Yeah. You know, some people that will add that sort of mixture to bread and make specialty bread. So I have reserved somewhere, hopefully it's still good, the trub from, I think it was the last time we did a blackcurrant Melomel to make into
A sourdough starter?
a sourdough starter of some sort.
Well, I can hang
never
on to
did.
that one if you want.
We can. Nothing says we can't. Nothing says we can't. There, now I'm kind of in frame, actually. Now I can sit and they can still see.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people eat brewer's yeast as a nutritional supplement, and that's really all this is.
Yeah. Yep. Opal was asking if you could make it into Vegemite, essentially.
I don't know what Vegemite is, honestly. I've had it once. It's salty as balls. I don't really care for the flavor much.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's in it.
I don't want to try Vegemite in my life. Hi, DH. Welcome in. How are you? All the cuties are here today. We're trying.
That's an
Save it and use
Australian
it for a future baking stream. I could try that, Opal. Looks like he's putting the corks in the bottle on my head. Oh, hi, Harry. You want to come up?
thing. I'm corking her head.
Let's not cork my head.
Boink.
You'll get the wiki article for it. It's Brewer's Yeast, if you remember correctly. Okay. Getting ready for your horror Sunday. Nice. What game are you playing? Come here. I know those fell on the floor. Come here. I'm sitting. You can be up.
Oh my goodness. It's Hera.
DH Sunny Boy. Hi. Yeah. Weird beside myself and you don't know what else, but it's alien isolation tonight. Nice. Oh, you stuck your whiskers in my ear canal.
Okay, cool.
I love you, but that was not a pleasant feeling. What you looking at, Hera? It's made from leftover brewer's yeast. Yeah, then you probably could turn it into a paste. Oh, are you gonna lick my ear? Thank you. Was beside myself. No, I don't think that was the one that went into Father's Day. I think that was. Beside myself was the. That was the one that I couldn't take it seriously because it was not scary to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one was a stinker.
Yeah, this is Hera. She's very
I don't
happy.
know if you guys can see the color of that. This has incredible clarity.
It really clarified nicely.
This is like a beautiful mead, and it tastes so good.
Yeah, you just can't decide which side you want to be on, Hera, to watch all the activity.
She's too busy, Mommy.
She's very busy. She's very, very busy.
Oh, I can't do these yet. We have to shrink them.
We do have to Shrinky Dink them.
I was going to get them off the table. I'm a step ahead of myself.
You are. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 to Shrinky Dink, it looks like.
That's 2 cases.
2 cases. Nice. How much for a bottle? Don't tell Mom. It's illegal for us to ship mead through the United States. It is illegal for us to ship it. And as if Collect wouldn't find out, DH, you're real cute. Yes, it's because of the legal age of drinking. It is a controlled substance. Therefore, in order to ship it, it has to be done by somebody who is licensed to ship it. That's all.
Yeah, and it requires a signature on receipt.
DH, Crazy Guy is here, and we'll report back to Collect. You think Collect isn't lurking, but Collect is everywhere, and we'll report back to Collect.
Like this everywhere.
Full Speed might be lurking, and we'll report back to Collect. You are not sneaky if you announce it in somebody's stream. Crazy Guy wouldn't, you think? You don't think he would do you like that? I think you underestimate. Yeah, are you enjoying rubbing on my face? Oh, kisses? Okay. She's so comfortable. We also love you enough to let Collect know when you're making bad financial choices. Ha, Hera.
Yes, 26 with the 2 oddballs.
How is the water doing?
It's getting there-ish.
Ish, okay.
Let me go get... What do you want for next? What color?
Oh, that's a good question. What colors do we have available?
A
22 is your
whole
job.
pile of them.
A whole pile of them?
Oh boy. Oh my god, there's not enough of those.
Yeah. Hi.
Not enough of
Hi.
those.
Not till you're 21. See, it's when people are younger that they need somebody to just be like, no, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
Okay.
I don't even bother getting up to this because
When we
they're all
went out
so
of
high up.
business,
We bought like a lot.
we got a lot of stuff on clearance.
Mm-hmm.
So I have...
Once you become a little more stable and secure. Yeah.
some partial ones out of there. There's black, satin black, purr, more satin black, dark green,
Got a lot of black. Because black is such a
shiny
nice color.
purr, black with little grapies,
Which would be ironic since there's no grapes.
more black with gold grapies, and gold, but this is not a full, there's not 24 there. It's a few more gold.
I kind of feel like the, let me see the shiny versus the satin purple.
Oh, they look the same? I think they might be both the same. Never mind. They're purple.
Purple. They're the same. I think we go with purple. Gotta wash your hands, no problem. Yeah. I don't think we've done purple necks in a very long time.
And we have a ton of them. I got 2 whole packages.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those were the clearance when Reed left.
Probably. Yeah, you staring at it, Hera? You supervising this process? Yeah, everything for the necking, which is what it's called, that's the actual term, we keep in a bin, and it's like way up high, so Seamus can deal with that. The shirt's from Amazon, DH. The shirt's from Amazon. It has been a wild hit today. Yeah, you ready to get down? Okay, little girl.
Okay.
You gotta go explore.
Are you done?
She's
Are
done.
you done?
Yeah. She's not done yelling at us, though. She's not done yelling at us.
Not done yelling?
How is the water? Starting to get bubbles. Starting to get bubbles.
Yeah, it has to be very, very close to full boil or else they don't shrink correctly.
Yup, they'll like... they like wobble shrink instead.
Yeah,
Amazon
commercially they
here
use a
come.
heat gun. They have a heat gun with a special tubular attachment that you just stick the bottle in and whoosh.
But for those that don't have the heat gun, it's into the pot of boiling water. Where's the whole... Okay. Very good. You know what I was looking for.
So you don't have to dunk your hand in the boiling water.
Yep. Ugh. Got cat fur in my mouth.
Cat fur in your mouth.
In the mouth. Let me turn so I'm not actually facing outside of stream. Oh,
Yeah, these are kind of satiny.
they are. They're very pretty. They're very, very pretty. Be a very regal looking bottle.
Regal. Which
God,
means
the
the
amount of-
label is going to have to complement the purple. I know, honey is so disgustingly good, isn't it? It smells amazing. I want to make like toast or something now, just put it on there.
You could. You should get back into baking. But I recommend everybody get into baking. Like, I might be a little bit biased on the baking.
Just a little.
Just a little. I love baking. I love making things. I'm trying to figure out, baking wise, how to do yeasted products on stream. Because here's the thing, with yeasted products, there's obviously all of that time where you have to wait for the dough to rise, and it can be unpredictable. But I don't necessarily want to do double batches of yeasted things where I start one a certain amount of time ahead and be like, all right, this is how you get the bread started, and then whoop, here we go, here's one that's already risen, so we can punch it down and do whatever, and so on and so forth. Like,
kind of like us, we made a batch of mead a year ago, and now we're bottling it on stream, so we can do the whole process.
Well, it's kind of like when I did the ginger snaps for the first time, where I made the first dough and put it in the fridge because I had it chilled for 24 hours, and then I ended up with 20 dozen ginger snap cookies because I made a double batch to test them out. Were they delicious? Absolutely. Were they worth it? Absolutely. But holy crap, was that a lot of cookies.
It was awesome.
Hi, Riku. You need the shirt. It's on Amazon. Plate Up Break, possibly Opal, possibly. So that's one of the things of, like, I could do baking and Plate Up and swap back and forth. I could sit and chat with people and hope that it rises in time. Because that's the other thing, like, sometimes rising is slower than you expect because of the actual physical temperature in your place. Although, now that we have the new, that's like too much flame.
Yeah, you had the heat turned down too low. It was never gonna boil.
With our newer oven, I might actually be able to put it on a proofing setting, which is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, to keep the dough warm enough to rise at a steady pace. You were baking pound cakes and cookies since you were 4. I love that. I love that. I love baking. This morning I made homemade jam. It was made of apples, pears, peaches, raspberries, strawberries, and white grape syrup. That's an interesting flavor profile. I bet it's very tasty, but that is an interesting flavor profile.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm debating on how to do yeasted products on stream because I really want to try making donuts.
Okay, I think we're about ready.
Think we're about ready? You let me know when we're ready.
It's about ready. It's coming.
Hi, Cornwand. Welcome in. How are you? How are you? You guys, Cornwand, if I remember right, is a fresh affiliate. I'm pretty sure Cornwand is a fresh affiliate. And I'm pretty sure I know Cornwand from L&D's. Your default is making sugar cookies when you want something sweet, but you have limited stuff. Sugar cookies is a good way to do that. My default, the thing I have ingredients for in the house at all times, is a hot water chocolate cake. Not yet. Soon. Soon, Cornwand. I put a picture of the books I got in the Food and Noms channel, but some of the recipes are on a short list to try soon. Ooh, those are always exciting, Carrie. You'll have to let us know which ones. It's very much fruit punch. You also left a lot of the seeds into it simply because you like your jams a bit more fibrous. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Fibrous is good. It's Shrinky Dink time. We're gonna make a slidey slide.
Yep, it's hot enough now.
Excellent, excellent. Need to do this real fast. Or the other way. This way. I have to take tension off of the secondary cam or I will rip it right down off of where it is.
So once you add the hot water, we go from sloppy loose to
Seamus will figure it out eventually. If you
Nice
give me a
and
second, Seamus, I will make it extra spiffy. So we do
extra
that.
spiffy. Oh, extra spiffy.
Extra spiffy. We just have to be mindful of the fact that there's going to be a cord. Give me a moment here.
So that'll be my job, to trip on the cord.
Oh. Christ, we have so much stuff up here. Yeah, that'll be your job. And then let me see.
Oh, to split screen it?
Nope.
Ooh, the pot cam.
It's not going to be perfect,
But it's close.
but it's close.
Boiling water.
What did we add to the mead? It's just honey and water. Just honey and water thus far for the one we're bottling.
Yep, this is a
Shrinky dinky.
straight up traditional mead. The only thing that's in there is honey, water, and a little bit of the nutrient that makes the yeast flocculate or reproduce strongly.
I love shrinky dinking. Whoop. But sometimes my hands are not coordinated.
Yay.
Honestly, I have cookbooks I really want to get into that Mom and Speak got me, especially an anime book. Ooh. I love that. I have the manga cookbook that I've never really played with. I'm going to turn this down a little because the heat from the edges is a lot.
Cooking your fingers.
Cooking my fingers. And I like my fingers uncooked.
Me too.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Easy.
OBS teleport is a lifesaver. Let me tell you what, if you do anything like this where you need double cams and using 2 computers, I highly recommend OBS teleport. It is a plugin. Cooked fingers, tasty this time of year.
Nom, nom,
Chicken, white rice, pinto beans, shredded lettuce, fajita, veggies, sour cream, and guacamole. Ooh. Ooh, bubbly, nice. You're gonna have a lot of people mouths watering. Careful, you're getting really close to the edge of the table.
Yeah, I know. I'm just bringing them forward so you can reach them.
The bottles sweat a little bit, and my hands get wet.
Yeah, they get slickippery.
You'd like to not be hungry? What are you doing in a food and drink stream if you want to not be hungry? There's the irony of the day. That's how you troll. How Bubbly rolls to troll.
That's one case.
One case. Let's go.
But not our outer god case.
Not our outer god case, no. You never said you made sense. That's fair. Sorry, not sorry. Sounds like a personal problem. Skill issue. Clearly a skill issue. There you go. Being my friend is a daily head scratcher. I don't know if your friends would agree with that. I feel like you need to say something nice about yourself, DH. I feel like you need to say something nice about yourself. And don't tell me that there's nothing good about you, because then you're gonna have to say 3 nice things about yourself, or I'll have Bubbly time you out for being mean to yourself.
Womp womp.
This is the newest thing that I have been trained to do because of L&D and Kissy and Sid and Ben. Blame EBGG.
This is so weird.
So silently slides away. Don't test it, right, Kissy? Right? So we're waiting, DH. We're waiting for that nice thing about yourself. What's so weird, Seamus?
To not be modding. I've been like dedicated mod for so long. I don't know what to do.
You think Bubbly won't beat? Well, no. Let me try to phrase this. Kissy might beat Bubbly to the timeout button.
Oh.
If it were,
You mean Kissy, the Kissy for partner, Kissy?
Kissy the Kissy for partner, squared Kissy.
Kissy for partner, squared Kissy.
Because she's technically already partner Kissy Kitten for Throne. She's gonna tell me to shut up any second. We don't need to talk about that. You're decently talented. I'll take it. I'll take it. Good job, DH. Sorry, Bubbly, you don't actually get to time anybody out. DH complied.
Womp, womp, womp. That's it. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Shrinky Dinks complete. Shrinky Dinks complete. Listen, I got put on the spot in the EBGG VC at threat of, I think it was either L&D wouldn't go live that day or they were gonna server mute me until I said 3 nice things about myself. And it took me like an hour and a half because I had the deer in headlight reaction, but I fucking did it. Sadness. Okay. Another time, Bubbly, another time.
So that's those. That's 2 cases of wine plus 2
cases
stray
of wine.
bottles.
Yeah. Before I forget, let me pull this down.
Oh, right. Before we trip over it.
Before we trip over it, or worse yet, I slide the stuff and it goes flying.
Oh, yeah. That would be bad.
That would be really bad.
Okay, I'm going to move the bottle washer.
Because eventually that thing will not survive. Eventually it won't survive. Nice things about myself, it's hard. It's one of those things where we live in a society where we do a lot of self-deprecating humor and then we forget the good things about ourselves, or we're so focused on being like humble that we don't want to hype ourselves up, and so we just forget to be nice to ourselves. That's my take on it. It's scary, but it's important because we have to, like, it's hard. And I agree that it's hard, and sometimes it's hard because we don't think to say the obvious, like I'm good at baking, I take good care of my hair, or you know, any multitude of things, like the real basic things. We feel like these good things about ourselves have to be these grandiose items that are like, wow, sainthood level, and that's not the case. But I get the premise of saying nice things about yourself like out loud, because our inner voice is not heard by anybody else, and what you say out loud is going to train your inner voice, and then all of a sudden you've got this inner voice that's like, wow, you're dumb. I can't believe you made that mistake. Like, who are you and why do you think you would be good at this? And like you end up in that negative self inner voice, and that's not good. That's not good, because then it perpetuates the bad cycle. So by training yourself to say nice things about yourself, you are actually training your inner voice to be nice to you, so that you are not as much your own worst enemy. We're always going to be our own worst enemies. Like, don't get me wrong there. We tend to judge ourselves very critically on the things that we think we should be able to do, and then we can't. Like, we will always be our own worst critics, but we don't need to be mean to ourselves. Never been nice to yourself, you make others be nice to themselves. Well, now you have to be nice to yourself, DH. I'm always nice to others, but when you have my middle name and ADHD, it's hard. You know, ADHD definitely doesn't help. It does not help. It's because we were raised in a society that called that bragging, and bragging meant you were bad. Yes, Opal, yes. That's why we were so bad at job interviews. Yeah. And it like, we have to untrain that. We have to untrain that, because we are worth it. No, depression doesn't help either. It doesn't. But that's part of why you have to train your brain out of it, so that when depression is really at the forefront, it's easier to recognize, and it's also easier to look at depression self and be like, you are not my only voice, and I am going to lower you as soon as I can. You need to take your meds before a foot is shoved up your butt? Yeah, go take your meds. Yeah, because I'll shove my foot up your butt too.
Wah, wah.
Are we ready to pour?
I think we are.
Let's give it a little bit because we have an ad break incoming, so we won't pour until after the ad break. In fact, I will preemptively tell those ads to get their butt out of here so that we can pour faster. And I need chapstick.
Did you just launch the ads?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
need
this is, I can put my hand on this now so it's cold enough to dump.
Somebody with perpetually dry lips, so chapstick is necessary. Yeah, no, I feel like it feels new to me, but I'm also relatively new to hanging out in the EBGG BC that is open for members pretty much constantly. So it feels new to me, but maybe this is an ongoing thing that they've been doing of, you know, making people say nice things about themselves, especially people who apologize too much or are constantly self-defeating. RSD is, it really is bubbly. It really is. Now I can set that there.
There you go.
Yeah, oh my God, my RSD. There are things that I still have like in the moment levels of RSD for that happened years ago because it's so cruel. It's so cruel. You would go offline. Yeah. And that's fair, Opal. That's fair. It can be uncomfortable, but it can be beneficial. You apologize all the time, but you're Canadian, gags. It is kind of in your genetics. That's true. That's true. It's one of those things, though. I used to be a chronic apologizer. Chronic. And then I think it was my mother saying, you don't owe people an explanation, combined with learning about boundaries, like actual boundaries in massage therapy school, where I was like, I don't have to apologize for things that literally are not my fault. It's one thing if you're saying sorry as in excuse me, right? Like, pardon me, I'm trying to understand this, or excuse me, I have like a question that might sound weird, and you say sorry and then the thing. But for like a really good example is when I would have clients text me to ask about appointment availability on Wednesday. Wednesday is the day that I am closed, and I would be like, sorry, I'm closed that day. I don't need the sorry there. The sorry actually takes my authority away. There's nothing to apologize for. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just business hours. So I took the sorry out, and I would just say, I'm closed that day. Same message, but now I've given myself my authority back. That sort of demand is full panic attack inducing. Yeah. And that's the other thing. The EBGG folks are really good about that, Opal. If you are actually like going into panic mode, they will back off. We never want to make anybody panic. We just also don't want people to constantly be like, oh, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Because that's self-defeating. Welcome back from the ads, friends.
Welcome back from the ads, friends.
All right, we've got a thingy here.
Okay, so we got a carboy on the floor, nice empty one, and I learned years ago that these things are freaking heavy when they're full. So I started putting them on little Harbor Freight roll-around dollies, and that makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
We're starting with an empty 7-gallon carboy, and what I added in there was the LD Carlson diammonium phosphate.
Yes, they are old Tostitos jars.
Well, they come in plastic bags, and then they get clumpy, so I put them in a jar so they wouldn't get clumpy. And Yeast Energizer. Oop, go that way.
Ragnarok, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Technique, but you may also hear me called Sam. I am a member of Everbreak Global Gaming and Set the Tone stream teams, and a variety streamer here on Twitch who does everything from bake to create to paint her nails and play games. But today I'm doing couple shit with my fiance Seamus, and we are making mead. We have at this point brewed the mead, bottled some mead, and we are about to combine the honey water and the fruit concentrate to making Melomel mead into the carboy and get the yeast ready to pitch, which is to get it in there. Ragnarok, how was your stream? How was Banjo Tooie? Well, now that's a blast from the past. How was Banjo Tooie? How did it go? Welcome in. Welcome in, you guys. If you don't know Ragnarok, Ragnarok is 10 out of 10 good people. Highly recommend you check them out. Welcome in, Nintendo Josh. Ooh, I clicked on too many things all at once. Thank you, self. You heard mead and my Swedish senses started tingling. It went well for a good long while, then the server started cruddying the bed. No! Dang it, servers. Dang it, how rude. How rude. At least you got a good amount of time and you enjoyed it. Like, that's important. That's important. Of course, Ragnarok, if you need to raid and run, if you got to get post-stream self-care, don't let me hold you here. Don't feel obligated, but if you want to stick around and hang out, we are kind of at the tail end, but you are more than welcome to stay. You are more than welcome to stay, and I appreciate you bringing your community in here.
Okay.
Pouring time.
Pouring time.
I'm trying to get the best. Yeah, get that like good and centered.
All right, so we pulled the spoon of destiny out of the pot. We're gonna put in
This is the BAF, the big ass funnel.
BAF. The BAF funnel. I need a.
You're in a big multi-world randomizer event, so you're just trying to help find some stuff for others. Oh, gotcha. You're so full, Bubbly. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, they fell on the floor. They got tugged out.
That is okay.
Yeah, we got to give all the shouty outies. Yeah, Seamus does the
heavy
picking
lifting.
uppy. I would break myself.
Okay.
What do you need? Can I
I
help?
just needed to shift my hand around to the front of it.
Gotcha. It smells amazing. Have you already reserved some to bloom the yeast in?
Almost.
Okay. Whee! Excellent.
Ah. Okay.
So glorious.
That's 15 pounds of honey and 2.5 gallons of water.
What do you need? A space to start a doggy kitty rescue and financial independence for starters. Man, that's the dream. That's the dream, Ragnarok. Thanks for raiding our little cubicle of Twitch. Yeah! Can I, how much of the
whole thing.
whole thing, can I dump it?
Yep, I already reserved a quart out of it.
Ugh.
This stuff dilutes 4 to 1, so it makes 5 gallons of fruit juice. I pulled a quart out, so that only makes 3 gallons of fruit juice, which will make this a little easier to drink and hopefully will ferment nicer. This is Vintner's Best brand black currant concentrate. It's so good. It smells
really good.
insane.
Now we stand here for a little bit and let it dribble. You're loving the shirt? I got him that for you, Bull. You can find it on Amazon. It is a great shirt. I should have bought him some of my own merch so that he could have repped that. Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
A little bit of water in there, so that's not so strong.
Good enough. Doesn't have to be literally every last drip.
No, it certainly does not. And then you're gonna want the paddle of doom. We swapped out the spoon of destiny for the paddle of doom.
Yeah.
Because this is plastic, it won't scratch up the plastic carboy.
And it's got holes in it to help aerate it.
It got pretty well aerated from being poured from a height.
Yes. Gotta love a good hog swatch haul, right? Molasses for a second is not molasses. You love a good paddle bubbly? Ooh woo.
Ooh woo. The yeast that we're using today is Lalvine Laboratories EC1118. It's a really, really tolerant yeast. It works up to about 18% alcohol, which this will not approach. It's also really, really good for fruit ciders and high density musts.
This time it won't approach that. We did do that.
We have done that before. We used a champagne yeast, a specialty champagne yeast, to get a mead that came out at 21%. That stuff was...
We still have a bottle of it.
Yeah, it's like a bottle of roofie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, you will get schnockered on that so fast.
It will sneak up on you and you'll be, not happy the next day.
That's why we named it Ragnarok.
Yep. The end of the freaking world.
It is a paddling. It is a paddling.
So while she's paddling, I'm going to add in
water.
Some cold, fresh water to top this sucker off.
Group effort.
I'm going to remove the paddle. I can rinse.
Oh. Famous with his good depth perception.
Oh, I need much more than that. Maybe another half gallon.
I'm called Child of Ragnarok because that's what the first song I ever wrote 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, was called. Or rather, the song was called Ragnarok. I love that. Was it about being a chaos demon? Please tell me it was about being a chaos demon. Because, good lord, Ragnarok makes me think of Loki, who was just all chaos.
Wow, that's cool enough to pitch already.
Beautiful. Want more water in there, or?
Once I put this in, I'll see.
Well, I think I've got everything stirred together.
I think you do too.
Can I pour it?
If you want, you can put that paddle right in there. You don't stir the yeast, you just pitch it on top.
Yeah. You just mopped the floor, so I'm just...
That's okay. Mop it again. Give it a swish to get all the stuff out the bottom. Yay.
Got the bulk of it.
Yummy.
Could pour a little bit of the water in there and I'll get the rest out.
Oh my god, that smells so good.
Now we got to take the initial gravity.
Yep. I want extra water too.
You want more water in there, or?
Nope, that's plenty. Once it starts to foam, it'll overflow that if we put any more in.
True.
Um,
True. Let me get a paper towel for my fingers. I may have gotten them a little sticky. Yeah. Because as it brews, it will bubble up. And you can actually listen to it if you have good enough ears. You can hear the yeasties doing their job. You're still lurky? I appreciate that, horror TV. Not in the Viking sense. You have no idea where you pulled the lyrics out of. Oh, interesting. Just random inspiration. You got your taco salad fixing finally bubbly? Yes. Yes.
that in there.
Ale thief.
Oh god, is it floating already? Holy
It is
crap.
floating. It popped up.
Oh my god, this is gonna be heavy.
Heavy means a lot of sugar content. I was the world's most insufferable little metalhead. The song was terrible, or rather the lyrics were. The song was okay. You know what? I don't think anybody can claim that their first anything is the most spectacular anything in the world, right?
Oh my God.
He's trying to read the thing.
Yeah, it fogged up.
Oh, whoops.
Wow, 1.152.
1.152.
That is like insanely heavy.
And then math.
Math.
There's an actual formula that tells you based on like your area what you're looking at for starting. You math Bean, welcome in Bean. Yeah. Okay. I can call you Corey. I will try to remember that. Now I'm the most imposter syndrome heavy little metalhead who thinks everything I write is terrible even when everyone else says it's really good. That's the curse of being an artist. Did we overfill the...
No, it always does this.
Is bubbling. That's an airlock.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that settled down. My God, is it already starting to fucking perk? Wow, this was an anxious yeast. No, I don't think it is. I think it's just the air coming out of the
I think it's just the air coming out of suspension. I don't think it's perking just yet.
Right, and then off stream, the next 2 hours is going to be cleaning this fucking kitchen.
I mean, that's how it always goes. That's how it always goes. Have you not seen what happens after I'm done baking? Of course you have, because you clean for me sometimes. I'm the worst critic, and my inner voice is an asshole. Story of every creative's life. That is the story of every creative's life. Yes.
Slancha.
It's Slancha. So what's our math come out to be?
Oh, I didn't even check it. Math for the other one.
Yeah, we need math. We need math.
Hey. Skippy's traditional. Oh, we already did the math on it. It's the same gravity it was before.
Oh, was it? It didn't change.
Nope. So it's 8%.
8%? That's about right for a wine. Lancha, yeah.
Oh, it's delicious though.
Did you
Holy
write
crap.
down the starting for that one?
I did. Yeah, I wrote the initial gravity down.
I want to drink the honey.
Oh. Well, let me get you a glass. You want to taste the must?
The must. I must taste the must.
We must. We must. We must increase our bust.
No. No, we're not doing that. There's 0 alcohol content in this, but it's just sugar.
Honey and fucking currant juice.
It's interesting because you can actually feel the temperature difference between the cold water that's in there and the warm honey. We increased these nuts. Oh my God. Dating himself with that one.
You're right. That's a weird mouthfeel. Oh my God, it's so sweet.
Seamus does that sometimes.
Seamus does what sometimes?
Date yourself with references. Must.
We must.
If I'm about to pour myself a wee dram,
Yeah,
I'm blaming you guys.
Oh, that's like from the 80s.
You can blame the heck out of us. We will take full responsibility for the decision, not for the after effects of said decision.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. It's ready. Now it just has to sit for 3 months.
Yep. Oh, where's our wax crayons?
In the cupboard.
We write, because these are plastic and glass, we have those like window crayons from Crayola that just wipe away. We write on here when we actually put it together so that we don't have to go looking for the notebook to figure out, is it time to transfer it?
Right.
Today is Yon 15.
15.
So this is primary to 1526. Perfect.
And now this one has its own label. We've made this recipe before. So when this is done, the name of this is going to be called Dark Waters. It's delicious.
It is delicious. It is very delicious. Yeah, I knew this would be a shorter-ish. I don't know if you... Yes, I did see that. I did see that. And I will do my best to remember that I can call you Corey. Sometimes, until I really, like, use it in conjunction with a name, it takes a little bit to stick when it's not in the username, right? I'm old enough to vividly remember the sound of the dial-up modem in my head.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Your days of irresponsible drinking are behind you. I would like to claim the same, but New Year's Eve definitely happened. Speaking of drinking.
Speaking of drinking.
Fuck you, I can hear it now. I can too. I can too. 100% I can hear it now as well.
That's one of the things that happens with
Did I accidentally pause when I did?
with homebrewing.
Oh, I know what happened. Anyways.
Is that you're supposed to have inspiration while you do it.
Yeah.
And we have been sorely lacking in drinking.
Mead, you love that. Cheers from Denmark. What kind of mead you guys been making? Some honey or berry ones? So we bottled today a pure traditional honey mead, and we have sitting down here, whoop, a Melomel. So this is black currant with the honey that we just put together, and it will now sit and ferment for the next 2 to 3 months. Yep, there's the traditional.
Show them the clarity of that.
It's so beautiful.
It's so
gorgeous. Actually, if I do this.
Oh, right to the window.
To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drips down your... Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. It came out so nice.
It's very, very dry, but it has an excellent mouthfeel.
It does. It does. Chin. Chin. One of us. One of us. I can call you whatever I feel. Okay. Jars. Hi, Catastrophe. Welcome in to the strep drips down these nuts. God fucking damn it.
Your community, I swear.
You're part of the problem, Seamus.
I claim no responsibility for this. None. It's not my fault.
Spoken like a true troublemaker. You may have shared a brain cell.
Yes.
We're gonna say something to Opal. Hi.
I love you.
A dripping letter, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Definitely. That sounds nice. Black currant yummy. Hope you enjoy once it ends up being finished. You love you some honey. Me too. That's honestly so cozy. Yes. The last time we did the black currant, we didn't use probably a strong enough yeast, and it ended up on the very sweet side. Like, it's absolutely, our original was a dessert wine. So we're using a different yeast this time to kind of bring it closer to the semi-sweet. You had to follow Seamus. Mm-hmm. Back to lurk. Yes, enjoy your lurk. I appreciate it. There's also the millennial urge to say your mom.
Is that what they said?
Yes.
Oh, wait, thank you. I appreciate that.
Your mom.
I've been on hiatus from streaming, but hopefully I'll be back shortly.
Yeah. Yeah, don't trip on that.
I'm trying to avoid cords.
All right. I think Seamus probably wants to start the cleanup process.
I want to sit down first. My hips are killing me.
Yeah, so if you want,
I'm
you
old
can.
and fat.
I will take
my lapel.
Take your
I
lapel.
love you all.
Send him off. He can go sit. Without tripping on things.
Without tripping on things.
They can end up very sweet. I made that mistake too once in... Oh, lingonberry. We've wanted to try a lingonberry. We just haven't. Opal... Yeah, Opal and Bubbly say bye. He'll be in the chat in a minute. Like, he won't be in the chat. Exactly, Opal. Exactly. I'm gonna pull this way. I'm gonna get caught on my own cord, but I'm gonna pull this way just to kind of get it out from being all across the kitchen. I am going to mute this mic so that it doesn't pick up the music that's coming out of my speakers, and I'm gonna head back in to be desktop Sam, and we can continue to chat and stuff. Like, this by no means has to be the bitter end of stream, but I'm gonna go be desktop Sam, so I'm not just standing and chatting, because standing solidly in one place is not comfy. It's not comfy. To be fair, I get it, probably hard to track down where you guys are, but maybe you could get it imported from Canada. We might. We might. All right, 1 second. Okay, there we go. Much better. Now I am desktop Sam instead of standing Sam. 2 hours of washing to do next. Yeah, it's a lot of washing. Let me reset there. Perfect. And then I also need, there's 2 things. There, that's what I needed to do. Because until the captioning, the closed captioning software I use requires me to actually select which mic it's closed captioning off of. So I had to change that back. And then I needed to reset the zoom on the chat that I look at so that it's not gigantic, because I'm no longer looking at it across a room. Makes a difference. Everlasting gobstopper Mead. We're onto something new. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you could do that, because I'm pretty sure there's preservatives in an everlasting gobstopper. However, if you use the everlasting gobstopper at the end to back sweeten it, you might be able to. But it's going to be a real funky color. It's going to be a real funky color. Maybe you guys get the Triumph glass in Denmark, but their winter limited edition ice cream is vanilla with cardamom and lingonberry fudge. That sounds amazing, Ragnarok. I don't know where you are that you get that, but that sounds amazing. We do, and I agree, been loving Triumph glass. I'm not usually a big ice cream fellow, but Triumph glass works. I love finding the commonalities. I love finding the commonalities. That's always so cool. That is always so cool. It's an ice cream brand here around. Oh. Well, I'm going to have to make Mem try it for me and then tell me what she thinks. That's going to be the answer. Clearly, that's going to be the answer. Like, I have a solution, and it's make my Scandinavian friend try it for me and pour back. Just to be inclusive. Yeah. It's one of those things. And I totally get it. I totally get it. How did I end up oh, because I was lurking Light Wraith. I was like, how did I end up lurking myself? Now I know. Now I know. Like Häagen-Dazs. I don't know if I've ever actually had Häagen-Dazs ice cream. I know it's a very common, popular ice cream here in the States. I just don't know if I've ever actually had it. You're in Sweden! My friend Mem is originally from Sweden, but she is living in Finland right now. And I should have known you were in Sweden. I should have known, because we talked about pepparkakor at one point. So I should have known this. I just brain farted. I brain farted. From a trip to Sweden and Norway this extended weekend. Man, I wish I could just take an extended weekend trip to another country, but the United States is big. The best I could do is another state, and it'd still be really freaking expensive, and you have to drive there. Because public transportation here can kick rocks. We just don't have the infrastructure built well. Bubbly and you know a Norwegian troll? I love that, Opal. DAP is in Denmark. Yes, DAP is in Denmark. Should go back to Denmark at some point. I was going back in 2014, but then I hurt my knee like a dumbass. No! The knees are so susceptible to injury. It's freaking terrible. It is absolutely freaking terrible how susceptible they are. Always welcome to swing by. I'm lucky to have cousins in Sweden and Norway, so we borrowed their cabins for an extended... Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. You were in Norway in like 1998, yeah. Yeah, it's been a little while, Seamus. Public transit from one city to another is questionable, let alone interstate. Facts. Facts. Iceland is also on your bucket list. Iceland is on mine too. I especially want to go ideally at a time when the northern lights, the aurora borealis, should readily be visible regularly. We can see them here in my area of the United States, but not like you see them in Iceland. And I just really want to truly witness the glory of them. Scotland is amazing. You're proud to be Scottish. I love the international community that has formed, that I get to be a part of. I feel like I learned so much cool cultural stuff. It was super cool, actually. It was my fiance's first time seeing Norway and Sweden. She loved it. That's amazing. We went hiking, and the nature is just something else. She's from India, but we've been living here in Denmark for the past 3 years. I bet that was a spectacular experience for her. I bet that was spectacular. What a great thing. No, but you've been there. You want to go to Ireland, Bubbly. So does Seamus. Hi, Josh. Welcome in. You've been lurking. Nothing wrong with that. Cozy trip in Valentine's. That's so good. That's so good. I went to Glasgow and Edinburgh. Plus, on a full-day Highlands tour out of Glasgow, didn't get to see Nessie. Dang it, Nessie. Dang it. How dare you not show up? How dare you not show up? My mom still raves about how great Ireland is from visiting several times. Sadly, we've never been. So, if Seamus's father would hurry up, because he is not getting any younger, would hurry up and get his dual citizenship because he's close enough descendant-wise to do so, Seamus would also qualify for dual citizenship with Ireland, or an easier passport or something. But his father has to do it first. My Uncle Kevin and Aunt Mary used to go home to Ireland every year. We have family in Cork. Someday, maybe we'll actually get across the pond, Seamus. Someday, maybe I will leave the United States for a trip. I hear Edinburgh is really charming. I have a friend that went as an au pair back when we were teens and ended up liking so much she stayed. That's so cool. Going for a job and then staying for life. What a cool experience. You live in the Highlands? Edinburgh. Edinburgh? Am I saying it wrong this whole time? Because I do that. I saw you making alcohol, so I thought you're making alcohol. I'll drink alcohol. You know what? Cheers to that, Josh. Cheers to that. Edinburgh is indeed charming. It sounds like it. Your dad is a little late on that forefront. Just a little bit, Bubbly. Just a little bit. No. No, you don't have it. Oh, it's Edinburgh. Edinburgh. It's bloody Scotland. Seen pictures and only heard good things from my friend. She loves Ireland. Been there since she was 16. We're early 30s now. I just keep hearing good stuff about the people in the country. I have never heard bad things about the Irish, honestly. I love Scotland. If you go to the Highlands, some of the views are beautiful. I believe that. I've seen Edinburgh Castle is awesome. You need to visit one day. Edinburgh. I'm just gonna continue to mispronounce this, it sounds like. Glasgow is also awesome. Oh, I've murdered Opal. You've given up. I went to the necropolis and it was amazing. Oh, what a cool experience that must have been, Ragnarok. You were just there? Corey. Yes, Corey. Opal's poor brain. Listen, I am not responsible for my shitty pronunciation. The cathedral was also amazing. So many beautiful Gothic churches in the UK. Oh my god. That kind of architecture has to be so stunning to see in person. Someday, and I talk as if I have like all the time in the world, but the reality is I'm human and I have a finite amount of time in the world. But someday, I will get across the ocean and I will get to see some of this stuff. It's just not today. It's Corey. Excellent. To be fair, Denmark is kind of boring nature-wise. We definitely can't compete with the rest of Scandinavia or places like Scotland, but we do have some cool castles and more of an idyllic romance-era vibe. Fairy tale-esque, I'd say, with Hamlet Castle, for example, but we go to the rest of the EU for the good nature. You can't have everything. It would be too OP if you had everything. If I come to your city, you'll show me around. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. The old saying in the USA, 200 years is a long time, but in the UK, 200 kilometers is a long ways. Harry Potter. I read books 1 through 6 back when they were being released. So, yes, but no. I like Harry Potter. I thought it was a very fun story. I have no regrets on not reading the 7th book because it was really big. And I heard that most of it was just the camping trip that never ends. So I was like, okay, thanks, I'm out. And it took so long for it to come out after book 6 that I just lost interest. ADHD. And I haven't really kept up with it since. So it's definitely a part of my childhood. But that's kind of where the extent stops, if that makes sense. Sweden can also be very boring unless you're very much into coniferous forests, but our mountain views are pretty legit. Some people really like trees. Unless you're Norway, they got amazing fjords, mountains, forests, and some cool historical architecture. Sweden too, to be fair. I want to go to Sweden for the history. Because I like the Viking era. I find it very fascinating, so I want to see the Oseberg site and ship and whatnot. I think that would be really fun and cool. At least I think that's in Sweden, or is that in Norway? Am I getting my countries mixed up? Am I having a brain moment? I might be having a brain moment. I think it's actually Norway. And I just want to go to Sweden because it's Sweden. Viking museums! Yeah, really big like these. Yeah, J.K. Rowling, unfortunately, was revealed to be a very problematic person. But this is a clear case of separating the art from the artist. And if you don't buy it brand new, you're no longer supporting the artist. Apparently my family had a castle in Scotland, Kegs. That's really cool. There's a Harry Potter train there, Corey. That's kind of cool. Glenfinnan, I probably said that so wrong. Glenfinnan Viaduct has a Hogwarts Express tour. It's the real railway they use in there. Oh, interesting. You got whole areas like Sunderasen. I probably said that so wrong. And Trollskogen. I probably said that so wrong too. Småland to have amazing scenery, especially in the summertime. Anything that's got the special symbols over it, I need Mem to come in here and actually pronounce it for me. Oseberg is Norway. Okay, yeah. Want to know a fun fact about Scotland? Our national animal is a unicorn. How in the heck? You can't enjoy it with the art when the creator trash. And that's fair, Opal. That's totally fair. Allow that. I don't know why AutoMod thought that was a problem. Okay, AutoMod. Is the caber. I don't know what a caber flower is. Oh, because of Celtic mythology. Interesting. There's a place in Sister Bay, Wisconsin called Al Johnson's Swedish Restaurant and Boutique, which is probably more of a gift shop than museum, but it's something we ran into when I was in the US 23 years ago. The U.S. does some interesting things for tourism. Let's just say that. They have a unicorn statue in your city. Awesome. Awesome. A boutique. Yeah. What is Sweden's national animal? I'm thinking the royal lions, but... Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think the U.S. has a national animal either. I think each state has its own animal. And I've already... Like, each state has its own animal, flower. I feel like there's more stuff. And if you were going to ask me what New York's are, I have no fucking idea. Is the bald eagle the symbol for the United States? Do we have one? And we have a battlefield you can openly visit. Yes, I do love visiting battlefields. Tree, fossil. Denmark's national animals, we have two, are knob swans and hummingbirds. So you have peaceful in the form of hummingbirds and will fucking eat your face off in the form of swans. Swans are dicks. Swans are dicks. It doesn't matter what genus of swans you're looking at. They're dicks. They are massive bullies. You think geese are mean? No, swans. Swans are mean. Some have state dinosaurs. Oh, that's interesting, Carrie. The animal is technically the American bison, but the eagle is more recognized. Canada's national animal is a beaver. Knowing that just makes it funnier that L&D lives in Canada. Nobody tell L&D I said that. Although she'd laugh. She would laugh. I don't think we have an officially ratified one, but moose are pretty commonly used. That makes sense, Ragnarok. That makes sense. And moose are another thing I would not want to encounter in the wild. They will also fuck you up. Knob swans will absolutely murk you right quick. They are assholes. Yes, exactly. Swans are psychopaths. Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. You can legit walk through it at any time of night. Just the visitor center is closed at certain times. Oh, that's sweet. Swans will beat other creatures to death. Do not mess with them. Exactly, Kissy. Exactly. Like, you want to protect your house? Forego the dog. Get a swan. Just also don't expect to access your house anymore. Our animal is also the beaver. I swear each summer there's a host of articles about kids getting their arms broken by swans here. A yearly occurrence? Who is not teaching these kids? Dilled? Is it dilled or dialed, the Dane? Like, who's not teaching these kids to not fuck with swans? They are so aggressive. I went with people there to... Oh, that's really cool, Corey. That's really cool. Have I gone to a battlefield after dark? I mean, I technically went to Fort Ticonderoga after dark for an event once. Reindeer just bounce off your car. Moose are like, fuck you, not moving. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Ragnarok. Yeah. At least you're not like Australians. Their army lost a battle. Hold on. The Australian army lost a battle to emus? What? I've encountered a mama moose and her calf less than 6 feet away. I would have run, Bubbly. I would have run so fast. It's true, but to be fair to the Australians, emus are apparently very, very resilient. Are they really? In Alaska? I'm going to allow this because Automod is catching things. More than 100 pieces of ammunition, including lead musket balls and cannon shot, were discovered at the Culloden battlefield in October 2025. Archaeologists from the National Trust for Scotland and the University of Glasgow uncovered these items in a previously unstudied area, representing a significant find relating to the 1746 battle's final moments. That's so cool. We get taught, but swans are really aggressive and they will jump you with no warning or reason. Oof, they're gangsta AF. And if parents aren't around, those swans will absolutely fuck up a kid if the kid has food in their hands. Wow. Wow. Dang. My Seamus' sister did hit a bear in a brand new car. And the battle was the Battle of Culloden. Took place on 16th of April, 1746 on... Drumos Moor near Inverness, Scotland. It was the final decisive confrontation of the 1745 Jacobite Rising, where government forces defeated the army of Charles Edward Stuart in less than an hour, marking the last pitched battle on British soil. Dang. Dang, because they insisted on fighting the emos like they were humans, and they refused advice from indigenous hunters. That is a classic FAFO moment then, Opal, and they got their just desserts. It is kind of wild to find the ammo that far beyond. We are still doing it at the Fort Ticonderoga site, which is a historical site that dates back to the days when it was originally known as Fort Carillon, and it was owned by the French. This is prior to the Americas actually becoming a sovereign nation of their own. It was a key point in between two bodies of water, which is what Ticonderoga means in one of the Native American tongues. I'm not sure we had Iroquois, but then the Iroquois were like split into 5, technically 6 nations, so I'm not entirely sure which specific Native American tribe held the word, but it passed hands back and forth. It was part of the French and Indian War, and it was part of the American Revolution because it was such a key strategic point. It's been blown up 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And they find artifacts all around it all the time. They get more and more archaeological sites as they're able to access the land. And it's a really cool place. And then they've rebuilt the barracks and stuff into living history quarters and also museum places so that you can see the artifacts on the soil where they were found, essentially. Like, it's a really cool site. They do battle reenactments and stuff. Fort Ticonderoga has a very special place in my heart. What do the foxes say? Ring da ding ding da ding da ding ding ding. That's what they say, Ragnarok. I said Jacobite correctly. Let's go, Opal. Let's go. Swans are not to be trifled with, but my area of Denmark is known for foxes, so we pay a fox tax, which is kind of cute. That goes to securing their survival and welfare. We also have a celebrity horn owl couple in my area currently, which people are fawning over. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. My nephew and I were walking back to our house from a friend's house. I was looking at the ground while we were walking, and as we were turning the corner on foot, he tugs on my sleeve, and I look up in the woods and see Mama Moose staring directly at me. Oh, bubbly. Oh, bubbly. We do have a lot of 1750 to 1778 sites. We really do. It was a major founding time in the United States' history. So that era, and then probably I'm going to go back a little bit further than it necessarily started, but like 1863 to 1867, which is when our American Civil War was happening. Several of my family members, when they come visiting and stay over, think people are dying every night and have to explain as the foxes scream. Yeah, fox sounds are not cute. Foxes do not sound adorable. They look adorable. They do not sound adorable, and they do not smell adorable. Fox musk is up there in nasty scents alongside of skunks. It's amazing you love history. I do too. Bobcats are eerie to hear too. Yes. I've seen some videos of foxes going, ha! It sounds terrifying. Yeah. Yeah. Foxes are cats running on dog hardware, Ragnarok. They got the derpy laugh. Yeah, but screaming, they sound like wailing banshees. Mm-hmm. One thing I will say is I hate the U.S. history lessons. They don't teach other countries. So here's the thing about American history lessons. We do learn about world history, but we have structured history in such a way that we don't learn it in any sort of like linear fashion. So when I was in school, and this may have changed because I have been out of school for almost 20 years now. When I was in school and you were in elementary school, you kind of did a little bit on American history. It was our primer into learning history, and we started around the age of like 8 or 9. So you did a little bit of American, and then when you hit about the age of 11, you got into what's known as like middle school, and then we learned world history. And I mean like all of world history for a year. And then we switched back to American history for the following year. And we got 2 years of that because they wanted us to really be in depth on it. And then when we moved into what would be called ninth grade, or the first year of high school, where we're about 13 years old at this point, we went back to world history for 2 years of school. So 9th and 10th grade was world history, and then 11th grade we were back to American history, and we're just repeating the things that we've already learned and kind of adding more details as we go. So we go back to American history, and then for our senior year of high school, the last year, we split. And instead of doing history classes, we had government and we had economics, each for half of the year, so that you could kind of get a better idea of how the American government works, and you could kind of get a better idea of how the economy works. Kind of. None of it was great. It would make so much more sense to just, here's world history, stop. Here's American history, stop. Here's American government. It would make so much more sense if we had it in a linear fashion, but we just bounced back and forth. There are a lot of things that Americans are not taught in general that is kind of frustrating. So in New York, September 11, 2001, we had the incident with the World Trade Centers. We call it 9/11. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. 10 years later, I met people in California through the internet who had no idea what 9/11 was. So like, we don't even do a good job at teaching our own history sometimes, and it greatly depends on where did the person go to school, because not all public school systems are created the same. We don't have like one true curriculum that people have to learn. It's very state-based, and even within a state it can be county-based. It's really weird. It's really weird. Let me see what I missed. Then they'd be Irish. Scary sight. Yep. Suspect the Irish imported them over here in ancient times. They are redheads after all. I don't know what you're talking about gingers. I definitely don't know what you're talking about gingers. Mama Moose and I didn't lose eye contact, and I walked backwards the rest of the way home. I believe it and understand it, Bubbly. Foxes smell terrible, but they are pretty cute, and in my area, people respect them, not too unlike what I've seen in Japan. Not venerated, but respected, so you can walk close to them in the forest, but we don't interact with them. They're wild animals, and that is the smart way to handle it. That is the smart way to handle it. We had a year of U.S. history and 2 years of world history. Interesting, Seamus. Yeah, we went back and forth. You would have soiled yourself, Moose, or no joke. Yeah, I would have also soiled myself. We shut down a highway once because a moose was crossing it. The whole highway between one exit and the next. No, like you had to get off the highway and go around through the city and then get back on because a moose was crossing the highway, and nope, you're going to have to go around. Moose gets right of way. They are not. My mom had a bedroom downstairs and woke up to a moose peeking through her window. What, Bubbly? It followed you guys all the way. See, that's freaking scary. Yeah, there's a pretty popular Swedish comic strip about a very inept moose hunter and an anthropomorphic moose and their antics during moose hunt season. That's funny, Ragnarok. Might have been a different moose. I don't know if it was the same one. God, I hope it wasn't the same one, Bubbly. That's extra creepy if it was. That was our senior year. We called it civics, but then it was government. Fair, Seamus. And school changes all the time. I'm a small guy. I mean, there's a slight population return in terms of wolves here, but other than that, we don't really have big wild animals like bobcats or mountain lions, lynxes, moose, etc. Yeah, we've got basically all of it. See, from what I can remember, we did civics and careers in grade 9, half the year one, half the year the other, and then grade 10, you did world history and our part in it. That makes sense, Cags. You go to lurk, no problem, Corey. Appreciate it. I also love that both in Sweden and Denmark, Batman used to be called the leather flap. What? Why the leather flap? Flappy Moose is still the best word ever for bat, and I will not take questions. What? I didn't know that this was a thing. That's so funny. Lay there flappin'? Did I say that right?
Valid. Alaska has caribou that cross a main highway in herds like buffalo do in Yellowstone. Jeez Louise. That's kind of like the very northern part of Scandinavia, but that'd be more northern Sweden, northern Norway, Finland, and Russia. But Denmark is kind of like the Florida of Scandinavia. Oh no, we have Florida men and you have Denmark men. Southern Scandinavia, no mountains or stuff like that. We're a bit farmerish. It's a stereotype around here. Thank you for the giant emote, Seamus. Swedish word for bat is fladdermus, which literally means fluttermouse or flappy mouse. Oh, that's so cute though. But a true flappy mouse works for a bat. Flaggermoose is the... No, wait, geez. No, I'm thinking of J's. Flaggermoose is the perfect word for a bat. A flappy mouse. Stop, I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. A flappy mouse is the word for a bat. I love that. That is so funny. Oh my god, that's amazing. That is amazing. And we're making Seamus laugh so hard he's crying, which I appreciate this. I appreciate this. Oh my god, you guys are great. And a porcupine is a stick pig? Binsman? Oh. I mean, it's not inaccurate. It's not inaccurate. It's spike pig. Pigsfin. Pigsfin. I love this. I love this. I love this so much. I wonder what other animals you've named like super literally. Swedish and Danish are the same language family, so I can at least understand Danish when reading it. And that's really cool. That's really cool. I wish I could claim that of a language that I know, but alas, the only language I super know is English, and even then, sometimes it's questionable. Bind can mean like a stick or pike. There's pike here, and it's kind of a dual meaning of a word. That's really cool. Swedish, hearing is a different story. Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian are pretty much mutually intelligible. I want to learn Swedish someday. Maybe Danish. I originally started with learning Japanese, and let me tell you what, that is not the language to start with for learning a language on your own. Obviously, in high school and middle school, we had the standard. You could learn French or Spanish, and you had to learn both in middle school. So we started with half a year of each when I was 10, and then at 11 I had to take French, and then at 12 I had to take Spanish, and I always swore I was going to take French as my language, but damn it, I'm lazy, and I already had the Spanish in my head from taking it second, so I said no, I'm taking Spanish. So then I took Spanish all the way up through to the age of like 16, and then when I was a senior I was finally allowed to drop that freaking class because I just didn't want to take that class anymore. So I did. Pigsfin, I did know it was in Swedish. To be fair, Swedish is pretty similar to Danish unless you get into the regional accents. Then I'm one big question mark. Regional accents are a bear. To be fair, don't learn Danish. Learn Norwegian and Swedish. Much easier, much bigger languages, and much more applicable. That, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. At least Japanese is phonetic. That is true, Opal. Japanese is extremely phonetic. The struggle with Japanese is the same struggle I think you would get with Chinese, Korean, Cyrillic, which is Russian. And that is that in order to learn it, you also have to learn an entirely different alphabet, like symbology wise. Probably some forms of the Indian language would include this because of Arabic. Arabic, that's a language. So like Hindi and Arabic, because you have a whole alphabet system to learn too. So you can't just like look at the words in the letters you're familiar with. You have to look at the words in their own language and you're like, oh, like not language, but character system. And you're like, oh no. Whereas, I mean, aside from like umlauts and stuff, Swedish, Norwegian, Irish, which I think is actually Gaelic, French, Spanish, Italian, like all of these languages use the same character system, and that makes them a little easier to deal with. My fiance only learns Danish because we live here and are starting a family in the future, but we're smaller than Houston in population. Probably a lot of the countries in the European continent are smaller than states in the US. That is true. I could take French, or French. They offered Spanish, German, and Latin until the year before I got there. Oh, Seamus, that sucks. I took German back in the day, started to get into it a little more, but now that the Owl app has reached terminal and shitification, I'm going to have to find an alternative. Yeah. I've never tried the Owl app. I was going through Rosetta Stone. I bought it on sale for Japanese, and it was working. And then I stopped. Hindi and Punjabi are also phonetic. Good to know. I learned some Japanese from watching anime, but because I don't watch it as much as I used to, I've forgotten almost all. I also picked up some anime phrases for Japanese, but that's like saying you learned proper English by watching our cartoons. It's not really super proper, and it's exaggerated, and it's a lot of things that you shouldn't actually say in polite company, as I've learned. Not necessarily with Japanese, it can all be written in our... Yes, that's true. There is the Romanji side of Japanese. That's true, Opal. But if you really want to learn it, you gotta learn the character set, and that's the struggle. Irish is its own thing, so are Scots and Manx. Okay. I can tell you it's hard. To be fair, Hindi is sort of easy if you're an English speaker, but also most European languages have their roots in Indo-European far enough back, so there's mutual sounding words. Similar roots, and Hindi is a modern language, mixture of Sanskrit, that's the system, and English. But yeah, reading the language is much harder, you find it. Yeah, Opai, I know, Opai is your thing. Opai is your thing, Seamus. I know, it looks like Opal with the I being capitalized and potentially being an L. That's how my grandma learned English, by watching kids' cartoons. She was pure French Canadian. That's so cool though, Cags. But it's definitely like, then you learn the words, but then you actually have to learn when to apply them and when not to apply them. Oops. So close, Opal. I mean, you could be Opie Silvervine. Don't be Opie Silvervine. That's why you have a friend who calls you Opal Opie. She misread your name. That's so funny. That is so funny. What a vibe. What a vibe. And that's one of those fun things, right? When somebody misreads or mispronounces your name and then it just sticks and you're like, well, this is who I am now. This is my identity for you. Thank you for the giant emote, Seamus. I lived in India for 7 years, engaged to a Punjabi lady. I found that most, including me, that are English speakers can learn Hindi in approximately a year, maybe a year and a half, and you're pretty darn proficient. That's really cool. It's not that hard due to the similarities. A word like name in English is naam in Hindi, but reading it out is a whole different ballgame. Yeah. She's German and learned English watching VTubers. Oh, that's cool. Twitch, ramping up the language game. You're going to take a nap. Thank you for streaming the fun. Thank you for being here, Bubbly. I appreciate it. Enjoy your nap. We are going to find somebody to raid relatively soon. I enjoy talking with you guys. Like, I will continue chatting for as long as you would like. I just also don't want to take up too much of anybody's time because it is Sunday. It is the day after Valentine's Day, and I don't know what plans people might have, but also I know that some of you who are tuning in from across the pond, it's like 10:30, 11:30 at night, so it's getting late. Her English is really good. Isn't that the way, though? I feel like, and maybe this is just a United States issue, right? I feel like all of us who already know English struggle to learn other languages because everybody else who speaks another language tends to learn English and speaks it with us. English is that commonality language, and so we are not as pressured to learn another language in order to get by in the world, and especially in the United States, because we, like, to travel to another country in the United States that speaks a different language, if you don't live near the border, you're probably not going. you're probably not going. It's so far away and it's really expensive. It's expensive to get your passport. It's lengthy to get your passport. And then it's expensive to actually do the traveling. Welcome back from the ads, friends. It's a big D&D game. You speak common. Yes, exactly, Seamus. Yeah, so most backpackers or people that come and study and live in India in general can learn the language fairly fast, but it's reading it that's much trickier. However, India also has around 1,350 languages. Holy crap. Highly depends where you are in India. You could be in a non-Hindi speaking region. That would be rough. That would be rough. There are so many in this country that just never travel because it's so hard, time consuming, and stupid expensive. It's true, Kissy. It's true. Just to go. So this is a true fact. Where I live in the States is on the East Coast. I'm not super far East Coast because you could go a little further east if you went to New Hampshire or Maine. But I am on the East Coast. And they always do TwitchCon on the West Coast. Like, shame on you, Twitch. Shame on you for this. But in San Diego, California. And in order for me to travel from where I am in New York to San Diego, California, will be no less, and this is just traveling fees. This doesn't include hotel accommodations, food, like souvenir expenses, random expenses for activities or whatnot. It doesn't include any of that. Just to travel to California by airplane is going to be no less probably than $600 to $1,500, depending on what airline, anything that's going on around the time that you book, and what class you are going to be in the airplane, be it coach, business, or first class. So it's really expensive just to make it out there, and then you have to pay for the hotel and the food and the activities. And if it's for TwitchCon, you have the ticket for TwitchCon, which TwitchCon tickets for the whole weekend are something like $400. It's ridiculously expensive. And if you wanted to drive there, you better also be able to add another 4 to 5 days onto your trip on both sides, because that's how many days it's going to take you to cross. The actual distance without stopping is 72 hours from coast to coast. 72 hours. About 3 days coast to coast without stopping, but you have to stop to pee, to eat, to sleep, because let me tell you what, I've done a 22-hour straight drive with Seamus, and that was brutal. I don't want to do 72. Like, it is not easy. It's not easy, and leaving the country, it's going to be even more expensive than that unless you drive across to Canada. That's what happens when colonizers decide that 1,400 different ethnic groups are all the same. It's true, Opal. I don't know if it's still true here, but in school, French was a required class unless you had an exemption, or in high school, you could drop it in high school if you did a different language class. Yeah, it is a requirement here in the States to take a language CAGS at least for 2 years of high school, I think. To be fair, traveling to the U.S. and staying over there for a vacation is really expensive too. Yeah, we are not a cheap place. We are not cheap. A new fee if you don't have a... Oh my god, the real ID thing. I knew it was coming and it still irritates me. It still irritates me. Thankfully, you can use your passport as a real ID. But that is one of the dumbest things to have come out. Like, I can fly to Barcelona for $100 USD. To fly to the US, that'd be at least 1,000 USD per person or around. Yeah, crossing that ocean is not cheap. Add in the time required to do that trip. For East Coasters, it can be like 8+ hours one way when you include flight time and airport and security time. Yeah, that is also true, Kissy. Yeah. So when we flew out to Las Vegas, which is same vicinity-ish as San Diego, like we're definitely bordering the state. When we flew to Vegas, it was one hour hop to Detroit, Michigan, and then we flew out of Detroit to actually go to the Las Vegas airport, and I think that was 7 hours. If I remember right. And then of course you had an hour layover in there, and it's a long time. It's really not easy. So you do dedicate one day on either side of your travel. So one day to get there and one day to get home. So if you're going for a long weekend and you leave on a Friday and you return on a Monday, Friday is spent traveling and Monday is spent traveling. You actually only have 2 days at your destination. Legatus, thank you for that hydrate. I definitely got it, but I'll get it again. I would do a TwitchCon if it came to Canada and I could book an Airbnb with a group of friends. I feel that, Kags. To date, right now, they have said that they are not taking TwitchCon US out of San Diego, which I think is horseshit and a really bad idea. I think it's a really bad idea. Traveling for days is rough in general. India is kind of like that too. I had the bright idea of going from the north to the south via train once. It took 21 days. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. I don't want to spend 21 days of train travel. 8-hour flight or around 42 hours by car, just short of 3,000 miles. It's a long ways. It's a long ways. Yeah, nonstop travel. Denmark is the exact opposite. It takes around 5 hours to drive from the top to the very south. 5 hours and you've driven across the country. I don't think I can even drive across my entire state from top to bottom in 5 hours. Side to side? Well, no. Hang on. If you go at the widest point of New York, because it kind of has like a weird shape to it. If you go at the widest point of New York, I think it would take a little over 5 hours to drive side to side. But I know I can cross into the next state that is at the furthest point from me in about 4 hours from where I am. So yeah, at least 5 hours, at least. I've met tourists in Copenhagen that had just driven across Denmark for a day trip just because it's considered a minor trip. Yeah, that is a minor trip in the US. If we can drive somewhere in 6 hours or less, it's a day trip. You could day trip it. It's a lot of driving, but you could. And if it's only 3 hours, you will absolutely day trip it rather than spend the money on a hotel. Just drive there and back. Takes 24 hours just to cross Ontario. Yeah, I spent high school in Minnesota, and the vastness of the place took me a few weeks to adjust to. Yeah. And that's a very big misconception with people who live outside of the US in the European continent. I feel like, at least generally speaking, there's always going to be exceptions, but it's just how big the United States is. There are definitely people in, I think specifically like the UK, but in the European continent that chide Americans for not traveling outside of their country until they actually see our country and they realize that we have so much going on in our own country that we don't really need to leave the country to explore. We have such a vast, vast country of our own. Bet there are a lot of stops, I believe. Yeah, probably Opal. I spent high school. Okay, I read that. The sheer size of the US or Canada is a complete shock to Europeans. It really is, Seamus. It really often is. From east to west, it takes about 6 to 7 hours to drive across Oregon. Yeah, it's a big state. A lot of the states are big. I can drive to Germany, go for a mini vacation or an excursion, and drive back in half a day. Yeah, I wish. It's 6 hours from New York City to Rochester. About the same from New York City to the Canadian border. Yeah, so at least 6 hours to cross all of New York top to bottom. From top to bottom. It really is. I was completely dumbfounded. Mind you, it was my first real long travel outside of Denmark besides holidays. The US is gigantic, undescribably so. When I later lived in India, the US had kind of broken that barrier for me. Well, at least we did something for you before you moved to India. When I was stationed in Italy, we could day trip to Germany or France, and that sounds so interesting to me. That sounds so interesting. But I'm sure on the flip side, it sounds interesting to people who do not live in the United States for us to talk about day tripping to another state, right? Because it's the unknown factor. It's the thing that you don't have that sounds fascinating. Me, as somebody who grew up in rural New York, where trees were more plentiful than people, and in fact, I think cows were more plentiful than people, when I went to New York City for the one and only time I have ever been to New York City, I was flabbergasted and blown away by the fact that I could just get on a subway train and zip my way over to an entirely different part of the city, and I didn't have to drive or deal with traffic or like walk. Like that was so novel to me. Whereas if you talk to anybody who just lives in New York City or probably in like the DC metro area or whatnot, where they have their own subway systems, they're like, it's a subway. What's so fascinating about it? But I had never witnessed the subway. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So for me, it was like this really cool and interesting thing. And I would really like it if we could get that kind of infrastructure to travel between different cities and municipalities in the upstate area too, because that would be really nice. We don't have good public transport in the rural sections, which I guess is to be expected. It's to be expected. It's not too uncommon to just take 2 hours train to a different country. Yeah. My mom grew up in Spain and used to just travel to France and Italy for small weekend trips. That's so cool. Welcome in, Lord Shinobi. Aloha to you as well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We made Mead earlier. We're just kind of chatting. This is the after chat, the aftermath chat. I've been in New York City for a month. It was a really cool cultural experience. Really love the diversity and the boroughs, but I'd love to see upstate and how that differs. It is a whole different ballgame. It's like two different states in one. Upstate is its entirely own culture apart from New York City. And there's like a stately animosity between the two. New York City people don't necessarily regard upstaters in the best regard, and upstaters don't necessarily regard the city people in the best light. I think here it would take up to 5 hours to cross east to west. If you didn't hit any, oh my God, the traffic where you are, Kissy. If you didn't hit any traffic. North to south, it would be around 8 hours with no traffic and no stops. Yeah, the states are huge. Yeah, it's a whole different world up here. You started as a Flatlander, Seamus. Seamus was born in New York City. And you lived there till you were like, what, 5? Something like that? Shh. I will never let you forget that. Because I'm not allowed to as a true, authentic upstater. Born, raised, never left. You left there in the 3rd grade, yeah. So you were old enough to remember it. But to be fair, you did go from like city to nothing. Like even more boonies than I grew up in. To be fair. That's exactly what I hear, which makes it so interesting. I kind of love that. So Denmark is very small, but also kind of samey, or at least culturally, due to its small size. I love that in New York City itself. You can go to Williamsburg, and it's totally different than the Bronx or Harlem or Manhattan. Yes. And then if you come upstate, it's a whole different animal completely from that. There's a lot of farm country in the upstate. Yes. We have a lot of... We have the Adirondacks going on, so you can go mountain hiking. We have skiing in the winter because of mountains. A lot of historical sites. It's major for farmland. We have some fishing for like lake fish and whatnot, or like fisheries that just breed them. Hunting is very common in upstate New York. In fact, it's almost necessary to make sure that we control the populations a little bit so that the farmland can survive. Like, very, very different to the hillbillies where I grew up. You are a flatland. Potentially Seamus, yeah. Anyone south of Bjorn is a flatlander. Oh, Bjorn. Oh, Bjorn. Means bear in Swedish. It does, and that's why we call him Bjorn, because he is a bear of a man. He is huge. He's so tall and he's so stocky. He is as big as a bear. Yeah, you'd love to visit the Dakotas too in Montana. I've heard they're beautiful and don't exist. Like, you rarely find people from North or South Dakota or Montana that we joke that they don't exist. The populations are really low. Nature rich, Colorado and parts of Utah too. It's super nature rich. Actually, it's very interesting because around the Finger Lakes of New York State is considered the most hospitable biome for human life in this country, because it has really good resources as far as arable land, wildlife population, and clean water. It's considered to be like the prime spot to want to live. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So, yeah, it's one of those really cool things. But the Finger Lakes are at least 3 hours from where Seamus and I live. So we would have to make a trip if we wanted to go visit them. I actually do want to visit the Finger Lakes someday. You drove through South Dakota. It was literally nothing but cornfields for like 9 hours. I believe it. And then you hear the banjo start playing. Yeah. Yeah. But that's part of the beauty of the United States is as you cross the country, the regional climate changes. It really does. And it's super cool. The kind of fauna you'll see will change. The lay of the land will change, whether it's mountainous or more flat and grassy or steppes or the plains. Like, it's so interesting. And then the seasons are different too. So part of the reason why I have never left New York, aside from the fact that my family is here and I don't want to leave my family, is I really appreciate having 4 distinct seasons. I know that technically all of the seasons exist in all of the states, but like California, for example, it gets a little colder in winter and a little bit more rainy, but that's about it. You don't get the snow difference. You don't necessarily get the leaves changing color because the temperature doesn't fluctuate enough. So in New York, we get a very clear spring where it's a lot of mud, but the buds are coming out. Summer is bright, full of color. All of the plants are in bloom. In autumn, we watch the leaves change colors, and, you know, that's beautiful in itself. And then in the winter, it snows, and it's 4 very distinct seasons, and I really appreciate that. Hi, Legatus. I know, snow. It's that evil 4-letter word. It's dead flat. Yeah. Must have been beautiful, though. The only, like, and excuse me, your cultural reference I have or images in mind, it's like Clark Kent's parents. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair that that's the only cultural reference you have. Like, it's hard to get the references across when Hollywood doesn't necessarily do a good job of representing everything. Feel right at home. In Denmark, we joke that we have a mountain. In reality, it's a hill. Yeah, you're flat like the Netherlands. Born and raised in Colorado, right next to the Rockies. You've had your fill of snow. Yeah, I bet you have. I bet you have. I was born and raised in the foothills of the Adirondacks. We get snow here. We get a lot of snow. I will never forget. I think it was winter of 94, maybe 98. Christmas Day, we got a blizzard and it dumped like 4 foot of snow. At least, if not closer to 6. I just remember we drove home in the middle of it, kind of, and when we got out of the vehicle, the snow was up to my belly button. Like, and I was a small child, so we already had like 2.5 feet on the ground, and it had been 8 hours. Oh, it was incredible. It was such a long drive. It was such a long drive. Colorado is a very beautiful state. I've never been, but I know anecdotally it is one of the most beautiful states in the country. Stepping outside to blindly light where everything is white, to the lovely sounds of silence, except for the occasional sounds of tree branches breaking from the weight of the snow. Yeah, that is one of the things that I do love about snow. Like, I don't like shoveling it, I don't like driving in it, and I don't like it when it becomes muddy and gross. But during a snowstorm, when you can just stay inside and you're safe and you're sound, and it creates the most supreme quiet that you will ever experience. The whole world just seems to like slow down, and it's just perfect bliss of nothing. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. There's nothing quite like it. Nothing quite like it. I have a cousin who lives in Lion's Head. I used to go up and see him in Ski Vale and A Basin. I'm assuming that is part of Colorado. I watch a YouTuber that basically highlights the US, different states and communities, and he's been showing a bit of Colorado in his videos. That's really cool. What a neat channel. Watching as the plows drive by and bury my car in solid snow and realizing I have to dig it out to go to work. Yeah, that's no fun, Legatus. That is no fun. I don't like that part of the snow. I don't like that part of the snow, but I do like sitting and enjoying a cup of hot cocoa and the silence of a really good snowstorm. And I do kind of like building snowmen. That's kind of fun too. West of Boulder. Got it. Snow creates like coziness, that atmosphere where everything is all right and you're watching the snow from the warmth of your home in the best company of friends after a good dinner. Pure what we call hygge? Hygge? Hygge, maybe? I feel like I've heard this word before, but I've never tried to pronounce it. I could live the rest of my life without snow and be perfectly happy. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, you do eventually have the option if you wanted to leave a snow-filled state. I went to A-Basin once. Think it was the first place you learned to snowboard. Cool. Spot on. Huzzah! I got one. I got one. I like sitting in a hot tub watching the snowfall. Well, first, that requires having a hot tub. I'm just saying that first requires having a hot tub, and we are not in a position to have one. We just aren't. For now. Someday, maybe. And then, no, there will not be hot tub streams, okay? If Seamus and I get a hot tub, there will be 0 hot tub streams before anybody asks. I had to Google here, but it's an ingrained cultural term. Google says a quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality that engenders a feeling of contentment or well-being regarded as a defining characteristic of Danish culture. I love that. Technique after dark hot tub streams, 18 plus only. This is already 18 plus, Legatus. What are you talking about? Used to be a hidden gem when the lines were 2 hours at Vail. You could go to the basin and ski wide open. Jeez Louise. I won't even stand 2 hours for a ride at an amusement park. I sure as shit I'm not doing it in the cold to go skiing. Hell no. Hell no. Nope, that is not for me. That is not for me, thanks. Appreciate it, but no. No. It's basically those small moments of pure bliss and coziness when the atmosphere is just right, the lighting, the company, you're truly happy. That, I know exactly what you're talking about, and that is a great term. Or content, yeah. Yeah. Never went to Vail, never skied. My snowboarding was limited to A-Basin, Loveland, and Copper Mountain. And is it that you just have no interest in skiing? Or is it that you're only coordinated enough to use like a snowboard and not two pieces of wood on your feet? Because I know some people, when it comes to water skiing, they can only slalom, which is where they have both feet on one ski, but they can't do it if they have skis on both feet. It's just like a coordination issue. You've heard of Vail, and that it's apparently expensive. Oh, if it's a tourist area, it's going to be very expensive. Never wanted to ski, but had friends that snowboarded, so thought I'd try it. You know what? That works. It's oftentimes like friends' influence that gets us to try new things, right? Which is cool. It's super cool. I think it's fun when that's the case and you've got that going on. Expensive, pronounced overpriced. Yeah. Tourist areas tend to be that way. They do tend to be that way. What can you do though? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's the way it'll always be. Not nearly good enough in good enough shape to snowboard anymore, though. It was fun enough that I would risk snow again to do it if I were in shape. That's the struggle of getting older, right? You think you're gonna be in your perfect peak condition forever because our young brains convince us that this is gonna last forever. And then it doesn't, and you're like, fuck, what happened to my stamina? Why do my joints hurt? Why can't I do the squatting anymore that's required as the motion for this activity? What happened? And the reality is gravity happened, sedentary lifestyle happened, shit diet happened because god damn, pasta tastes so good. And it creeped up on you and you're suddenly like, well, now I've got to work hard to get it all back. Hi, it's me. I'm in that process right now. You feel attacked? You feel attacked, Seamus? Yeah. I'm pretty physically active, but I recently started aggressive inline skating again, and I was like, definitely not going for the same gaps as when I was 14. Yup. I took a break from pole dance for 2 years, and that 2 years was enough to set me so far back, and I'm like, oh my god. And I don't know how much of it I'll get back because there's a lot of training, and it's a lot harder to train when you're in your late 30s versus your late 20s. And you must understand, when I first started pole dance, I hadn't lost a lot of my physical fitness yet. And then I got real sedentary for 2 years as my autoimmune disease wreaked havoc on my body, and I have so much to regain. And I'm like, oh, the Marines wrecked your knees. Yeah. I was never in great shape, but there was a time when I played racquetball a lot and I wasn't doing too bad. Then knee issues. Oh god. The knee issues take us all out. When they say it took you out at the knees, this is what they're talking about. We thought that they literally meant you got hit in the knees with a dodgeball or something. No, it's just every single activity that's like, oh, the knee is a weak point and I'm gonna put stress on it. Was paintball and stupidly diving on your knees while fighting in LARP. I feel that as somebody who played volleyball and did a lot of diving. Honestly, riding feels more second nature or muscle memory, but trying to do rails again and gaps, you're definitely not there. Yeah, and that's the struggle, right? Where your brain remembers. Your brain is like, I know how to do this trick. I know how to do this activity. And I want that dopamine hit. That's what I want. I want that thrill, that excitement. I want to feel that confident again. But your body is like, whoa, brain, slow down. Slow down. We don't have the muscle mass for that anymore. We kind of let it go. That was like 3 lifetimes ago, okay? We're not there. You're gonna have to go back to beginner, and your brain's like, no, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Yeah, it's such a conundrum. That's what I'm dealing with. I remember all of the cool things that I could do, but I physically am not capable of right now. It's so brutal. It is so brutal. Like, the human body is it's a beautiful masterpiece of fuckery. I'm in my early 30s. My brain is still like, that's not so far from when you were 20 and you're still active. But I also must admit, your body feels different and more inflexible than 10 years. Yeah. And I say this as somebody who's late in their 30s of, holy crap, I wish I was like what I was in my 20s. And then I know people who are in their 40s are like, don't wish for your 20s because I wish I had my 30s back. And then people in their 50s are like, no, you 40-somethings, 40 was still great. Like, the older we get, the harder it is to want to go back to just like 20. I mean, we would all like to be 20 again. Who wouldn't? But so long as I have the knowledge I have now, let me put that caveat in there. I don't want to be the less worldly version of myself that I was at 20, where I thought I knew everything about the world, and wow, was I wrong. I was wrong, man. You wish you were in your 30s? Yeah. Cringes in 50s? Yeah. I'm not looking forward to eventually crossing into 40. But it's gonna happen. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. And maybe, just maybe, because I mean, that's 3.5 years down the line. 3.25 years down the line. Maybe I'll still be streaming and you'll get to celebrate my 40th with me on stream. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, friends, my belly is telling me that I have only eaten a bowl of cereal today, and it would like more sustenance than that. So it is time for us to find a raid target, and I know where we're going because I have never raided this friend before. But they are, I think, recently returned to streaming. They're a good vibe. They're good fun. They're currently playing Cult of the Lamb, which always enjoyable. Yes, definitely Legatus. I should have more. Exactly, Kissy. And it's time. It's time. So I am going to get food. And I'm going to drop you guys off with a new friend. Seamus is hungry too. Yeah, bon appetit to you both. Thanks for having us. Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. I'd love it if you'd stick around on this raid. I totally understand if we get there and you need to go somewhere else. But hanging out for the raid means a lot to me. It means a lot to the person that gets raided. If you want to, Seamus just shared the Discord. That's a great place to hang out in between streams. I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is really late for people across the pond. I totally understand that. But we're going to be finishing up Quarantine Zone tomorrow. I've already blocked out the opening part of my Tuesday, so that no matter what, we are finishing it even if I have to run late. So story mode finishes tomorrow for Quarantine Zone. Friday of this coming week, I'm going to be doing 2v8 killer matches with Dammit Karen, who's now Auntie Allie on DBD. Saturday is going to be community games of DBD and Phasmophobia to celebrate my 4-year stream anniversary here on Twitch. And then Sunday is Peak with Suspenders, and we're going after Ascent 7. So I've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and I hope you'll be able to join me. And I appreciate you joining myself and Seamus for mead making today. It was great fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I certainly enjoyed the conversation. But we are going to go ahead and raid Awesome Possum. So if you're subscribed, grab that first raid message with the mandalas. If you're not subscribed, then the second one with the hearts is for you. Good night, Opal. Thank you again for being here, whether you chatted, lurked, followed, subscribed, resubscribed, dropped bits, rated, like however you chose to be here, however you chose to support, you did, and I appreciate that. Let's bring all of this over to Awesome Possum, and in the meantime, make sure you take a moment to practice some self-care. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you, because you matter, friends. Have a great one. Enjoy your evening, your day, or whatever it might be. Goodbye!